What we do here is go back.
Hello there everybody, how are we all? I'm technically alive, but it's beginning to feel more and more like an actual technicality than a reality. But yeah, how are we all? I was going to do a crab dance because of Jimmy Carter fucking off, but I cannot be bothered. I'm drained of energy, both physically and spiritually. So I can't be fucking bothered. Stick around.
Stop it. Get some help.
What a time to subscribe. Thank you. Oh, we'll get to the noise in just a second. Anyway, I got very drunk last night, so I didn't stream. There's no other reason for that. Just did. Apparently I also did some late night posting. Nothing too terrible, but, you know, I don't remember fucking doing it. So, you know, that's a thing. Thank you, Navigator BR, with 52 months. You must be the OG, surely. You have to be the original gangster of this channel. Navigator BR. 52. 52. Amazing shit. There is a 707 emote in the Discord if you want it. Really? Oh, that's dope. I'll be honest with you. Like I say, I've been mostly drunk the last couple of days, so I don't know what the fuck is happening. I suppose I'll try and do that in a bit. I'm just going to try and get the stream sort of going first, but thank you for the heads up. Can someone at me at the thing? Fucking. Oh, you like football again as friends, Rust? Nice, fair enough. Anyway, howdy, you one and all. Hopefully everyone's had a good Christmas / interregnum between Christmas and New Year. Obviously, Jimmy Carter has not, because he done died. At the age of 100. It's a shame to see them go so young, isn't it? It's no age, 100. A man whose life encompassed both the Ottoman Empire and Skibidi Toilet. And there's a fucking crazy, beautiful, poetic energy to that sentence that I truly... I like that. That makes me smile and shudder at the same time. How is everybody? Hopefully everything went well. When is this? It is... When am I being linked to?
Get some help.
Indeed so. Oh, that's fucking awesome. Oh, shit, yeah. How do I download that? How do I get that from there to not there anymore? Select? No. What? Open image in new tab. Okay. Now what do I do? How do I make this work? It's moving, so I don't... can I just select image? Is that enough? Oh yeah, there are sounds as well. Fuck's sake. I forgot to turn off my notification noises. I don't know why I have them on, ever. Yeah. It's very annoying. Yes, hello. Oh, fuck's sake, we're on a hype train, thank you. Thank you, by Pagan Man, with 48 ones. Much fucking love to you, man. Actually, by the way, it's Robbie Williams. Is Robbie Williams actually big there? In Britain? He was in the 90s, and I suppose in the 2000s he had a number of hits, didn't he? Why do you ask? What? That's a very strange thing to ask about. Why would you ask about Robbie Williams? Is he dead? Did he die? I thought it was just. Not Ronald Reagan. He's been dead for ages. Can we get some lols in chat for Ronald Reagan being dead for a long time? Because that is still funny. But yeah. What's Williams been up to? Probably something weird and sex. Probably some weird fucking sexual assault, I imagine. I don't know. Viewer rewards, I think is what I need. Emotes. There we go. Bonus emotes. Use Twitch alerts and get 2 bonus emotes. Fuck you. Animated emotes. Upload a GIF. Okay. Hopefully this works. Yeah, that's what I'm after, isn't it? Hang on. Custom thumbnail. Can we log in? It's about 707, I guess. Pew. Emotes successfully uploaded into your collection and added to a slot. Pending emotes require approval. Okay, so I'll put it as it needs approval. But I can't see them turning it down, because even though it clearly and obviously would break terms of service, they don't know what it means. Even though we are mocking the death of technically a human. I mean, I wouldn't say they're a human, they're a fascist, that's a different thing. But technically, a Homo sapien, lol, it probably does break terms of service. But they don't know that because it's just the number 707. So they don't fucking know shit. So they'll probably accept it. And then we will have an email. Thank you, Hatter Hair, for designing that, I think. Yeah, that's fucking dope. I feel like I should, I don't know, sing songs of your daring do or something. I don't know. I should follow you around like a troubadour. It's an area code. True. And as we know, I've got hoes in different area codes. So that's not literally true, of course. And they're called postal districts in the UK. So you let yourself down there. Anyway, I've totally forgotten what I was going to say. I did have a thing to say. Gone. Totally fucking gone. Oh yeah, we're on a hype train. Yeah. If you want to make the hype train go choo choo, bits and subs are the way to do that. And if we get to level 2 of the hype train, I will finger something, probably. Almost certainly, at some point. I don't know. All those allotments you own. What the fuck are you talking about? What? Maranaka, you are making no sense. I was just watching a tanky meeting, though. Absolutely delusional stuff, like they were ultra-Stalinists, and the topic was Trotsky. Oh my god. Who, in what fuck? Other than tankoid weirdness, who the fuck is even talking about fucking Trotsky in 2024? Like, why is that a remotely relevant topic you would talk about at a fucking meeting? It's so weird and shit. Oh, hose gardening. Right, with you. I'm with you. Thank you. Thank you, Bradle Footen, for resubscribing with Prime. 40 months. My nieces have decided that gender binary can't catch the gingerbread man. Gender binary can't catch the gingerbread. I don't know what that means, but cool. Thank you, 255AD or Clem H. Fandango. Much love. Everyone go and follow Boy Meets Mini, otherwise I will karate chop your dog. Anyway. If you wanted to, you can help me out by hitting the follow button, by subscribing to Amazon Prime. No, not subscribing to Amazon Prime, you can. You can subscribe to me, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime. If you've got Amazon Prime, you can link that to your Twitch account. You get a free subscription every month, and you can use that to give me $5 dues of Jeff Bezos' entirely unearned wealth. What a cunt he is. You can do bits messages, 200 bits or more, gets you text-to-speech. You can gift subs to the community. You can do super chats while the Streamlabs link below. I've got Patreon and PayPal. I've got Discord, Blue Sky, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Threads. I think that's about it. I don't know. Hello there, YouTubes. Yeah, you can like the stream. You can like the thing, do the thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel for fuck all. You can become a member for 99 pence. You can give memberships to the community. Ditto 99 of your pences, and not Mike pences, because those are worthless. And you can do super chats, which I will read out, especially if they're deeply offensive. Chat, I'll be honest with you. There is one topic for discussion tonight, and that is cuntery. Specifically, Cenk Uygur's cuntery. Now, you may have seen on the various of the left-wing platforms that exist on both Twitch and the YouTubes and all of these places, the Francesca Fiorentini and Cenk Uygur heated discussion. It's probably been cannibalised to fuck at this point. You've probably seen everything of it, and that's fine. If that's the case and you don't want to go through it again with Kev, the lightweight political commentator that I am, by all means, click away now. That's absolutely fine. But that is essentially what we're going to be looking at. Okay? So you're either on board with that shit, or you're not on board with that shit. Either way, that is the shit. This is how I found out Jimmy Carter died. I laughed really hard at it. Oh no. So, God, that's bad. So the "Did Jimmy Carter die today" account tweeted out no, and then he died, and then there was a rather than just like correcting him, they went and did a fucking corrections comment bit that just said yes, and then he replied with "fuck." Oh, God, that's good. What do they do with these accounts after they've like? Because like now that account's basically worthless, right? So what do they? Do they just not use it again, or do they just tweet no again because he didn't die the next day or the next day or the next day? Do they just carry it on? I don't know, man. I mean, it's sort of almost funnier if is Jimmy Carter dead? Because then you can just type yes every day forever now because he's dead, right? I don't know. If you can't rely on the "Did Jimmy Carter die today" account for accuracy, who can you count on? It's just like all of the mainstream media, just lying to you, you know? Anyway. What is this nonsense? Founder, former US President Jimmy Carter passed away this afternoon in Plains, Georgia. Okay. He's currently the only living person to be the oldest US president still in office since the 19th century. That is true, yes, because he's very old. To the point where he's older than Trump, he's older than Barack Obama, and he's even older than the man who hasn't been president for over 20 years, William Jefferson Clinton. So, you know. More importantly, have you fingered him yet? I have not fingered him yet. No. Because we didn't even get to level 2 of the hype train. So chat clearly didn't want me to do any fingering yet. And that's entirely up to them. Anyway. So. Francesca Fiorentino is a good egg. She has been on the Young Turks network, whatever, for a long time. She's one of the people that I mentioned when we were covering this the other day about there are still some good people on the Young Turks. Young Turks? I don't know why I went all fucking New York 20s gangster there. But anyway, yes, so she's one of the good people that still remains there, along with people like John Ideological and one or two others. And certainly lots of people behind the scenes who, for whatever reason, be it financial or otherwise, have felt it either necessary or worthwhile to remain. They feel there's something redeemable about the network. And when I say financial, I don't even mean that in like a grifty way. Like some people who work behind the camera can't afford to just like not go to work. So they're sort of stuck in the same way that someone who, you know, works some fucking horrible, you know, Amazon warehouse job can't just not go to work because they'll fucking starve and be put on the streets, you know. So I get that, you know. And Francesca's really good. I've raided into her a few times, I think, on Twitch. So some of you should be subscribed to her, because when I raid in, I expect every single person to follow that account. Otherwise, I will hunt you down. Okay? I will fucking get you.
Stop it. Get some help.
Perhaps I should, Pandanus. Perhaps I fucking should. Thank you to Pandanus Rex for resubscribing with Prime. 50 months. We've had all the big hitters tonight. Jesus Christ. 52 months, 47 months, 40 months, and 50 months. That is a lot of months. Between you, that is over 200 months. I think. Is it? Maybe. No, slightly less than 200 months between the four of you, which is an outstanding effort. And again, please seek help. There is something desperately wrong with you. But I love you. Anyway, so Francesca had Cenk on to discuss stuff, and Cenk Uygur, as the title of this stream would suggest, he's basically the new fucking Dave Rubin. He's just a why I left the left shill grifter piece of garbage. Not a fan, unless you couldn't tell from my very subtle, very, very subtle messaging.
But I wanted to actually just use this moment, because I got him, to talk to one Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, who I have worked with for many years now, and talk to him about his approach to a second Trump administration, what he has been doing in the media landscape. Really briefly, we're trying to keep this tight. We're trying to keep it good and open, but just so you all know, if you're like, who, what, where, how, what are you? So I've worked as a contributor with TYT since 2016. I've gone on anywhere between 1 and 3 times a week. I feel like at the height of when I was going on was like 2021. I, in part, moved to LA because of TYT, but, I was really happy to do more and more work with them. And I've loved going on their shows. And that's why I'm very concerned, because as of late, there's been a different tack, especially from the main host and founder and head of TYT, Cenk. If you don't know Cenk, he founded TYT back in 2002. 2005, it was the first YouTube channel partner. Basically was and is YouTube. It's been such a backbone of progressive media for so many people. I think it's it truly, in the Bernie years, really pulled people to the left and got folks to think differently and systemically about our political.
Okay, we're going 1.25.
System. Cenk also was a congressional candidate in 2020.
Lol.
He ran for president in 2024.
Even bigger lol.
As a protest candidate against Joe Biden. And lately, since Donald Trump has been reelected president, Cenk Uygur has been going on a number of shows, but particularly right-wing leaning shows. Patrick Bet-David, Tim Pool. His latest appearance was at the Turning Points conference with, of course, Charlie Kirk.
Which we covered and was fucking embarrassing. Cenk, you're a joke.
And he has thoughts on why he's doing that, and I have thoughts on what he is doing. And so I wanted to hear them out and also express my feelings. But so here he is, Cenk Uygur, for as much as we can squeeze into this blessed hour. Welcome for the first time to the Bitchuation Room.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for having me on, Franny. Appreciate it. and thanks for the intro.
Yeah, man. I gotta say,
leftist audio at least.
It's like it's not an understatement to say that I've lost sleep over what's been going on. Wow. I've been really upset, angry, and like wounded, if that makes sense to you. I have also refrained from tweeting at you, Cenk. I've refrained from doing videos about you without your presence. I've refrained from misrepresenting you. But man, on the inside, it's been rough. So I do want to ask you, I feel like we are on the precipice of a really perilous time of true authoritarianism coming to the United States. And someone like you, who has been such a leader on the progressive left, has such a massive role to play in this moment as a stalwart of resistance, as so many of these centrists are kowtowing.
Now, I know from clips that I've seen of this on the social medias that it goes a different way, this conversation. But, like, this is some Dick Ridey shit at the start, right? This is some fucking crazy Dick Ridey shit. Like, such a stalwart leader and progressive blah, blah, blah. Jesus Christ. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not suggesting he's had no role as, like, a thought leader on the American left or whatever. But, like, let's just wind it in, shall we? Like, it's not that important. You make it sound like he is the left. Like, he's fucking Karl Marx 2.0. Or it's actually like he's a union buster. Like, let's chill, shall we?
Towing to the right. And then I see you on the same stages with, and in the same rooms with, the right-wingers who are mouthpieces of said authoritarianism And I don't believe that you are actually pushing back instead. And I think there's a project here. You're trying to find points of agreement. So what are you doing and why are you doing what you're doing?
Yeah. So I appreciate that, that you're having me on as opposed to talking about me and raging, etc., without actually getting into the full conversation. So look, first let me acknowledge, Franny, that I get why people are concerned. So you've seen this pattern a number of times. So people think, oh, this is the beginning of the pattern. We know how that ends, right? So you see Dave Rubin go talk to Tucker Carlson once. You say, well, okay, he's defending our side or finding a point of agreement, whatever, right? But then next thing you know, he agrees with Tucker again and again and again and again. And then all of a sudden he's talking about how bad the left is and how,
You're literally already at that stage, Cenk. You're already doing the left is evil.
And my favorite example about how the forest fires in California started because the fire departments allowed gay people to join.
Right. Wild.
Yeah, and Franny, we've seen this movie many times, and me especially as a Muslim, because Israel always finds collaborators and to come out and go, oh, look at this Muslim guy. He says Muslims are violent, and it is in their book, and it's all their fault, right? And one of those mouthpieces. So I understand, guys, that pattern exists, and so why people would be concerned the minute it seems like you're taking the first step there. But it is possible to not do that pattern. And we are not doing that pattern. And there's massive differences there, right? So they let go of all their positions. We've let go of none of our positions. And people think this is after the election. But apparently, as you know, I've been battling what I call the far left for years now.
The far left, the radicals, fuck off.
And so I think that's a perfectly fine area of disagreement to have within a movement. I know that some people think, no, we're not allowed to disagree, and any disagreement is heresy, right? And that's a core thing that we'll probably discuss here today, right? That's one of the issues. And so now in terms of, so why am I doing it, or how did it come about? So how it came about is when I was doing that protest run against Biden, I went on all the shows I possibly could, left wing, right wing, etc. And on the right wing shows, I was expecting what I always get from right wing, which is the Republicans are right and you guys are all evil and no points of agreement, just a bunch of robots, right? And what I started to see was they're not as robotic as we thought they were, right? And so there was like these flashes of like, wait, they actually genuinely hate Mitch McConnell. That's interesting. I know why. I know it's because Trump said he was bad, right? But at the same time, there's a second reason. And I know that a lot of people on the left don't believe it, but I'm here to tell you that I've seen it with my own eyes. There are actual populists in those right-wing hills, and they don't like the establishment. They hate the establishment. Now, they don't have the same opinions with us on social issues, cultural issues, etc. And then they genuinely hate war.
I don't know, man. They probably have some of the same opinions that Anna Kasparian has on trans people. Just saying.
Now, if Trump declares war on Panama and they all go along, then I was wrong. Okay, so we'll get to that too. And so more and more. And Charlie Kirk came on in the RNC, and this is the one that really threw me for a loop, and I couldn't believe it. He started talking about how bad BlackRock was and how private equity is buying up all the homes in America. And I'm like, that's what we think. That's what we say, right? And I couldn't believe that Charlie Kirk, of all people, was coming in our direction on that issue. And so I think their funding might have changed, to be honest. And so the right is not the monolith that we thought they are. And right now, since they've gotten past their robotic establishment, they're in a state of kind of chaos, a chaos that's not so bad in my opinion. And you're seeing it today, like MAGA attacking Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. If they were a monolith and they were robots and they were a cult, that would never happen. Now, I happen to agree with Elon and Vivek on that issue.
I was going to ask you, actually.
Yeah, but first of all, hey, there I am agreeing with Elon and Vivek. Why? Because they agree with us.
So this is about HB1 visas and allowing high.
Well, again, do they agree with us, or do they just want more exploitable workers? They're not pro-immigration. They're still going to support the rounding up of tens of millions of people. They just want their type of immigrant. They just want, a tech immigrant that they can exploit better. That's it. If that's agreement with us, then I don't think you're with us as such, are you?
Skilled professional immigrant workers who work in tech to be allowed in. The MAGA base says that that's obviously immigration and they want to cut down on that. But Elon and Vivek, again, two millionaire and the richest man on earth, want that. Does that not fly in the face of some of what you've been saying about the base and how the base is actually great and the base is great at populist ideas? One of those populist ideas, Cenk, is mass deportations, is stopping any migration, is getting people out of this country.
Yeah. So, Franny, it's a great question. And so that's why what's happening today is actually so interesting. Because number one, are we allowed to agree with anyone on the other side? Elon said terrible things. He backed that crazy radical right-wing party in Germany, et cetera, right? But that doesn't mean he's wrong about these visas. We've had that position on visas our whole lives, right? We agree with, or he has now come to agree with us. Same with Vivek. Now, but what's interesting is, so now MAGA, the populist base of MAGA, rebels against Elon and Vivek. So number one, that shows that that my thesis that they will rebel against their leaders is true. Okay. Now, do I agree with them on this rebellion? I don't. But remember, just because they're populist doesn't mean they agree with us on everything. On social and cultural issues, we have massive disagreements, massive. I'm looking for the agreements on the economically populist stuff. So on this one, they're anti-immigration. And so again, it's not a monolith. It's a little bit more complicated. But overall, the massive MAGA is anti-immigration. And I obviously don't agree with them on that. I'm an immigrant and I'm first generation. I wasn't even born here, right? So all this talk of deportation and now this crazy thing that one of them came out with, denaturalizing people, that's just nuts, right? So and I say that to their face in all the shows that I go on. I go, look, I don't agree with this, I don't agree with that, I think you're nuts on this, right? But now we do agree on some things, anti-war, anti-corruption, etc. Even if I know, guys, I know Trump is massively corrupt and they've been misdirected. But within that chaos of the right wing, interesting different coalitions can break out, as you're seeing today with these different coalitions within.
I was muted. I was saying that the fact that he's not naturalized, or he is naturalized and not natural born, means he can't have been president. He wasn't allowed to be president, so his run was performative wank.
In MAGA. So imagine if we had, look, I'm not.
Also, just noticed, that is great. That is fucking superb marketing. Join the Frantifa. That's good. Frantifa. I need to do something with the Kevolution, right? Kevolution's a fucking dope name. Because it kind of works, right? It's got the kind of lefty vibe, and it's got my name in it, and it's, it's cool. I don't know what the fuck to do with it. But it's like, it's a cool, like, you've got to play the card you're dealt, right?
This is really wild, right? But you've got to take a first step to be able to get to this ultimate conclusion. Imagine if we
Goodbye,
had
Lefty.
weren't strictly Republican,
thanks for sticking by.
Strictly MAGA or not, and we could then join the
Logan Tifa. Yeah, that kind of works. Yeah, that's fine.
Voting bloc in this case with Vivek and Elon and protect these visas, right? Or in another case, we could join the populist right-wing bloc and prevent a war. Again, those are like huge dreams.
I mean, I think it's sort of a deal with the devil either way. I do want to just step back. I want to step back from the news a little bit and truly understand what you believe you are doing and who you believe you represent. Just really briefly, who you believe you represent when you go on these shows. You say we a lot. And
look, Cenk is trying to set himself up as the left. He will deny that and say, I'm not trying to be the leader or whatever. But like, anyone who disagrees with him isn't the real left. They're extremists. They're far left. So basically, unless you agree with him, you aren't the real left. So basically, everything he thinks is left, and everyone who disagrees with him is not left. It's a ridiculous sleight of hand. A pathetic attempt to try and redefine the topic, so that when he does his why I left the left thing, he can still pretend to have not left the left. Because he is the left.
And I'm not sure who you are referring to when you say we. Is it yourself? Is it you? And is it Anna and you and Anna? Is it all of TYT?
Yeah, their new phrase, the maximalist left. Yeah. So it's not that you're a cuck, it's that everyone else is too strident. Thanks, Cenk.
Broader left, who do you think you represent when you go on these shows to make the case about how there's commonality?
Yeah. So, great question again. So, first off, for folks who don't know, Young Turks is the flagship show of the TYT network. So, the TYT network is the whole left. So, Franny's on the TYT network. This show's on the TYT network.
The TYT is the whole left. We'll just go back a second. He literally says it.
TYT network is the whole left.
Is the whole left.
So Franny's on the TYT network. This show's on the TYT network, and at least on the podcasting side. And so Franny is to the left of me on many issues. So is Jordan Ewell. So are so many other people, right? And so I never block anyone from stating their opinions. And I like that we have the whole range, right? And in the past, we've had David Pakman as part of the net, like the YouTube network broadly.
But who's the we, Cenk? Who's the we? You've said these things before, and I have thoughts on them. But who's the we?
So that's TYT. TYT is that whole spectrum of left-wing thought. And as you know, Franny, we debate on the show all the time.
We don't. We really, like, I just want to be fair. Like, we don't. Because if we did, we would have had this conversation many, many times, but we don't. Number one, I am not the main host. Anna Kasparian is. Number two, I am rarely the fill-in host. Jordan Ewell has been filling in quite frequently. Number three, when I do fill in as a host or as a guest, depending on the story, is when we can actually sometimes maybe squeeze in 1 or 3 minutes of debate, but we have to keep it moving. That is the job. The job is to do the news. It's to get to all the different things. So I just want to say that it's very unfair to say that these debates have happened on the main show. Certainly not with me, maybe once around trans issues, but I want to leave that aside. Who is we? Who are you saying when you say we?
Okay, but let me address that real quick. But yeah.
I think he's just saying, when he says we, he means yes in French. I'm a clever boy.
Yes, but I've gotten into, like, so first of all, we do the news, so we debate within that news story. Is it a shorter period of time? Yes. Sometimes I'll do longer ones. I did a longer one with Jordan Ewell and Jules Sulzdayev, et cetera, and here we are within the network, et cetera. So now that's TYT is the left in general. Young Turks is the flagship show. That's me and Anna, and so I would say that we as in me and Anna are maximum populist, but not maximum left, right? So
stop saying maximum. Just fucking stop. Stop it. Maximum populist. Shut the fuck up, you little bitch.
So I am maximum left on some issues, but not all issues. And so those are two different political spectrums. There's a left-right spectrum and the establishment populist spectrum. I mean, I now see Emma Vigeland defending the establishment, which is mind-blowing.
Wow. She really got under his fucking skin. She really got under his skin. Yeah, she's the establishment candidate. I'm the outsider who's literally defending the incoming president. By the way, massive shout out to Emma Vigeland for boiling this man's piss. Literally just boiling his piss by speaking. Just by speaking the truth. She's fucking awesome.
Ari, I want to leave that aside, but I just want to, because I really want to talk about what you are doing and what you believe you are doing. And I want to just explain, by showing, and I want to ask you what you think the goal is of what you are doing. But here was a moment where you were on TPUSA's, on Turning Point USA's conference, and Charlie Kirk, who is a Christian nationalist. He's an avowed Christian nationalist. TPUSA has had wildly racist and white supremacists associated with them, including inviting people like Nick Fuentes to speak. No matter what you think of his thoughts on BlackRock, here is him asking you about left media. And I gotta say, Cenk, this one sucked real hard for me. And you also, I think I've been using these opportunities to talk a lot about the left to the right.
I think the left has some work to do in developing over-the-top media to be able to bypass the main networks.
Yeah, so we have TYT as a giant network, but we have a lot of great progressive and populist shows that are not part of TYT that's in the left-wing ecosystem.
I just want to stop and say I'm excited to hear which ones you like, given that you just sort of insulted Emma Vigeland just now. I'm curious which ones you actually do still support that aren't your own, but I'm going to keep going, Cenk. Hang on.
So I don't think that that's the issue. I don't think that there isn't enough shows. I think that there's a couple others. One,
honestly, she's not long for this network, is she? There's no way she's still here in like 6 months. Not a chance. Absolutely just slapping him. Love it.
on the right, you guys do a great job of coalescing. Okay, so you do a couple of things well. You work together well, and you're more welcoming, if I'm being honest.
We're glad Cenk's here, right, everybody?
Yeah, they like a useful idiot.
And a lot of people on the left know this as well. If you agree with MAGA 5%, the answer you get is welcome, right? Come join us, right? On the left, if you did...
Oh, yeah, that's so totally true, by the way. It's not like they've just spent the last week fucking destroying the guy who literally funded the entire election campaign. because he disagreed on the one visa issue. Yeah, no, they're super welcoming, and they don't ever stress any kind of differences of opinion at all. No. No, they're super, like, they're all about the unity when they do their memes of Elon Musk being fucked by 6 Indians. Totes.
Disagree 5%, they go, get out of here, you're a right-winger, you're a fascist, right? But if you push enough people out and you guys welcome enough people in, eventually you win the popular vote. That's what I warned them about, and that's what happened, right?
Okay, so there you are, and, you know...
Yeah, love it. Stick with 100% of what I just said there. I'm 100% right about that. So let's discuss.
Yeah, let's discuss. You had your say there, and you've...
100%. Cool.
been saying various degrees of that same thing, and I gotta say, like, I watched this whole I watched the whole clip, and it started off, and I was like, this is pretty good. This is good. Like, pretty good interview. You know, I like that you're sitting down. It wasn't bad. This moment, like, truly a part of me died when I watched this.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Yeah,
Okay,
Oh, super. Just like shriveled up and died, floated away into the ocean. Here's what happens. A couple things. He asks you about left-wing media and why there isn't more left-wing media. Which already, as you are there, you know, in the sort of kingdom of turning points, is like, that's such a dig. Like, why are you guys so weak is effectively what he's saying. And instead of pointing out the way that TPUSA has been bankrolled by Republican mega donors out of Chicago and many other places for years now, and talking about how the Daily Wire was funded by the fracking brothers, the Wilkes brothers. Now they're fishing for new, you know, investors, whatnot, but that there is so much money on the right. He handed this answer to you on a fucking platter, and all you said was, you know what? You guys are really good at being welcoming. People just like you. Cenk, they've got all the money.
I didn't say people just
what
like
are you
me. That's very
talking about?
different.
That's effectively what you're good at coalescing. And here's my question to you about so that's just number one on the media, because that just stings because I'm in media. But on the 5%, if you disagree with MAGA 5%, they still welcome you. How did that work out for Liz Cheney?
Yeah. So look, is there a part of MAGA that'll push you out? Of course. That's what we know.
When
MAGA for
when do they push you out, Cenk? When do they push you out?
Largely
When he's not useful anymore. When he's not useful, they'll eat his face. Simple.
when you disagree with Trump.
Exactly.
So listen,
this is the thing that it's the unspoken thing that you're never saying, that ultimately it's all hunky-dory. Elon can tweet back at you. Vivek can listen to you. But if you defy Donald Trump, the God Emperor, you're kicked out of the castle. And no one's defending Liz Cheney. Screw both their castle and the other castle. But Liz Cheney voted with Donald Trump 98% of the time, and just the 1% when she was like, hey, you know what? You can't do a coup on this country. And Adam Kissinger, and they were gone. So miss me with this 5% BS, yo.
So
True. God damn. I didn't know this was a cooking show. Oof.
Whole bunch of things here. So number one, you're right. That's definitely how Turning Point started. Daily Wire certainly started that way. I don't know what their current funding is, but they seem to have a lot more funding than any of us do. So you're right, and I have said that in the past, and I probably should have put that in there in that particular.
Probably should have done. Yeah, instead of pretending they were populist and like some sort of grassroots movement who just get by accepting cool people in. And yeah, no, they're a dark money funded shithouse establishment outfit that dresses itself up as populist when it suits them, but is just hardcore capitalist at the end of the day.
Particular appearance, and I will mention that, and that'll really grate on their nerves, but I've got no problems telling their audience, and I tell them all the time, no, you guys have way more money, and they're always shocked by that. And I'm like, because they're swimming in money and don't realize how much we're starving out here on the left, right? Sure. So, and I talked on Tim Pool's show about that, etc. Now, when it comes to the 5%, 95%, yeah, I hear you. So it's when you disagree with Trump, especially in the past, especially in the first term, etc., you're a goner, right? But they are pushing back even on Trump now. So again, on things that we don't agree with, but on COVID, for example, they thought that Trump did too much COVID protections, etc. And there was and this is really encouraging. When I talk about Team Miriam, Marco Rubio, Elise Stefanik, Mike Huckabee, and Mike Walls. So those are the four that put in by the neocons put in by Miriam Adelson. In the old days, what I would have gotten for any is, no way, they're the greatest. They're not neocons. You're a liar. Trump's the best. Now what I'm getting from the right-wing hosts, which is amazing, and let alone the base, they're all saying, yeah, I hear you. We got concerns about them.
and then they'll do nothing about it. The MAGA base are very much the what's her name? The one for Susan from the senator from Maine, the fucking right-wing dickhead who, like, every time Trump does something evil, she'll come out and say, "Well, I'm not sure about that. That seems a bit rough," and then vote for it anyway. She's literally like the MAGA base are exactly that. Every time Trump does something which isn't very MAGA basey, Susan Collins, thank you, boy meets my. Why could I remember her first name but not her fucking surname? She's not Senator Susan, you fucking prat. Anyway. Every time he does something evil that's, like, supposedly against the principles of what the MAGA are supposed to stand for, they'll go like, "Oh, we don't like that," and then continue to support him anyway and call him the God King and wear "Let's Go Brandon" fucking t-shirts to their daughter's wedding. You know? Like, it's irrelevant. We've got concerns means nothing. It's the same thing that where these fucking pricks will tell pollsters that they believe in X, Y, and Z. So the pollsters are always coming out and saying that the British people's priorities are 1, 2, and 3, and it's like the NHS, fucking, I don't know, border security, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, right? And then their voting patterns are completely different to that. They will always vote for the people that are worst on the things that they claim to support the most, because it's mainly about taxes or racism. That's it. Susan Collins is from, well, she's the senator from Maine, but I don't know if that's if she's actually from Maine. The MAGA version of not an issue. It's not an issue. It's not. Absolutely.
We got concerns. Okay, so that's the thing I never heard before. So that is a change. Now, in terms of the concept that I'm referring to, the 5%, 95%, but Franny, we're in the middle of that right now. This is the perfect example. So I started the largest progressive network. I've given, dozens of progressives opportunities they didn't have before. I started Just Democrats, et cetera, et cetera. The minute I disagree, like 5% on trans issues or crime, everybody's like, right wing, fascist, right wing. Almost every show is saying that. Almost every show. So you telling me that you don't push people?
Yeah, that's all he's done. He's just disagreed 5% on trans issues. That's all. He's not been running his fucking mouth to every right-wing outlet that'll fucking listen to him about how shit the left is. No. He hasn't literally already tried to dunk on fucking Emma Vigeland, who wasn't even raised in the conversation. He's the one that made this drama before it even became drama. No. He just disagrees, just a little tiny bit on trans issue, that's all.
Well, you're pushing out the movement overall, at least the online left movement, seems to be trying to push out the one network that has helped progressives more than any other network, and it's not in dispute. But my God, we have 5% disagreement. So tear it down. This is the destructive extreme left that I honestly...
Extreme left! You're the extreme... I'm the real left! Shut the fuck up, man. Hello, just another Twitch Lord. You should hit the follow button. You just should. It makes you 19% sexier and will lengthen your penis by up to 10 inches in diameter. Fran, gone from TYT next week. Next week wins. Okay.
Victory is ours.
So that was the result of the poll. Fran, apparently, according to your good selves, will be gone from TYT next week. New year, new Fran. Let's fucking go.
That portion, that kind of destructive attitude is poison. It's not just poison to us, it's poison to our chance of winning. Because we keep pushing people out, and then all of a sudden we lost all those...
But Cenk, for a start off, the left shouldn't care just about getting Democrats elected. Now, I am not a person who rejects voting or rejects involvement in the democratic process. It's not ideal. The bourgeois liberal democracy that America is not ideal. Very fucking far from it. But there are useful things, I think, to be gained by involving yourself in that. But Cenk is literally saying that we should cater absolutely everything we do, everything we believe, everything we say. Our entire project should just be about getting Democrats elected. When the Democrats, right now, or the Democratic Party, has people like fucking John Fetterman in it. Why the fuck should I give a shit about having fucking Strokey McGee over there re-elected, or fucking Manchin, or fucking any of these wankers? Why the fuck should I care about any of that? Fuck them. And yet your entire thing is, oh, we'll lose elections. Oh, boo-hoo. Like, it's not like the Democrats are pulling the rugs out and be like, oh wow, look how fucking fantastic we are. Look at all the fucking cool shit we're doing. But Biden's literally cancelling fucking student debt relief when he doesn't need to. He's not even fighting another fucking election. Why is he doing that? Because he's a cunt. They're still funding Israel because they're cunts. So why should that be the fucking be all and end all? It's a fucking joke. It is just like the UK, precisely.
You voted for Trump. Well, obviously I'm not American.
What the fuck?
So I couldn't have voted for Trump, but if I was American, I 100% would have voted for Trump. And do you know why? I think the most important answer to that is because so many people hate on him, more than anything. I think if everyone that hates on Trump and spits, like gets violent, and spits in people's faces that he's this and that and he's doing a crap job, if you spent all that energy supporting him and supporting the system and supporting America, it'd be a much better place. And that's why I think the non-Trumpers need to let their ego go, take a bow, and just go with the flow. Like, Trump's in charge now. Deal with it. Embrace it. Help yourselves. Help other people.
I don't know who this person is or why you've sent me that, but they can fuck off. Also, you're literally supporting Donald Trump, the biggest egomaniac ever. How about you let yourself go off a cliff?
Swing states and we lost the popular vote. I'm trying to get our side to wake up, snap out of our hypnosis of we hate, and we hate the right wing, and they're all white supremacists, and they're all racist, and they're all sexist, and we hate, and we never go in the room with them. We hate. What the hell happened to us? And no one's allowed to disagree. We're now authoritarian. No.
Wait,
I
Cenk,
rebel.
can I just clarify?
I will never allow the left to be authoritarian, and this idea of just hating the other side is poison.
You know what's so funny about you calling the left authoritarian is that you think the left has power. Like, I love that you think
total nonsense.
we are on the precipice of real authoritarianism and real fascism, and you believe that the online left are the authoritarians. I mean, I don't know how to tell you. You sound like Bill Maher and Nancy Pelosi had a kid, and it came out Cenk Uygur, and
You sound like Bill Maher and Nancy Pelosi had a kid. Oh, that's a fucking third-degree burn all over him, man. Oh, he's been absolutely turned into a crisp. She just picked him apart. Oh, that's dead. Can we get some RIPs in chat? Because Cenk Uygur is dead. He's dead. We just saw him be murdered. He just got actually fucking murderized right in front of us. Apologies. I think that breaks terms of service to watch a man die. But there we go. Thank you, Lord Freetus, for gifting a sub to Anarcho Arachnid. And thank you, Just Another Twitch Lord, for resubscribing. Not resubscribing, for following. Welcome to the Kevolution. Boom!
Ask you though. Let me just ask you. So what shows on the left do you like that aren't on the TYT network?
Kevin Logan, obviously. Twitch.tv/KFLogan1875, of course.
Yeah, so I said, look, there's a lot of good popular shows on the left that I like, and it's because there are. So Breaking Point's a good show. Kyle Kalinski's Secular Talk is a good show. He was against me going on MAGA. I haven't seen his video, but Kyle's been against us a couple of times. But I largely didn't hold a grudge on that.
But even wait, let me just stop you. First of all, you had a great conversation with Crystal Ball. I think she made some really good points to you on. I think it was on Breaking Points. Kyle has, I think, been very disturbed, especially by your appearance with Charlie Kirk. But what you just said there, they've been against us. I really want to just dig into this idea that, because you're a fighter, man. That's cool. That's great. But like, you really do have a very, I almost want to call it Bush-like, Cheney-like, you're with us or against us attitude.
100% wrong.
Like, you just literally, I love that you're proving my point. But
no,
when
I
say this, you truly, you sound like people are either against you, but if they criticize you, They are not. And yet, here you are, Cenk, telling the entire right wing that all you want to do is break bread with them, that you want to debate with them, but afterward you want to go have a beer.
Yes, I do.
You want to have a beer with people who want to put people in mass deportation camps. They want to deport.
You think we're going to get put in camps? You sound all right. Anyway,
you think I sound crazy? They're starting with Chinese people. That's my fucking family, dog. Like, what are you talking about?
That's such an excuse. Okay, they're going to start with Muslims. They're going to start with my people. Okay,
sure,
if they start at all.
Yeah.
Stop hiding behind vulnerable communities.
I'm hiding behind vulnerable communities.
Yes, you are. You're using them as human
standing in front of vulnerable communities.
Human shields. Oh my God, he's gone full Hasbro. The extreme maximalist left are using human shields. The Bituation Room has tunnels underneath it, with stockpiles of Arabic versions of Mein Kampf. Oh my God. Oh my God. I didn't realise he turned into Elon Levy. It's literally happened before our very eyes. Fantastic.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm in front of vulnerable communities. I'm the most endangered friend.
By tweeting at Elon Musk? Please, don't help me. Come on, Cenk. This is...
Yeah, what? By tweeting at Elon Musk? She's absolutely roasting him. Oh God, this is sexy. Honestly, I don't think I've been this aroused in a long time. It's beautiful.
So sad. That's so sad.
Let's
take it down. Let's simmer down. No. Simmer down. Let me just ask you real honest to God.
You already said 12 things that I need to respond to. Can I respond to them?
No, I want to ask you this one question.
Of course not.
Let's talk about you going on these shows. Just simmer down. Let me ask you one question. Imagine if Kamala Harris had won. Okay, she wins. She wins a popular vote. She wins obviously the Electoral College, incredible, first female president, blah blah blah, all this stuff. And Tucker Carlson started making all these rounds on really progressive leftist shows, went on Kyle's show, went on my show. I'm like, who the hell? Started reaching out and wanting to talk and wanting to come to agreement on things. What would that look like to you?
Yeah, it would look like Tucker was trying to reach out. Tucker's a bad example because I don't.
Jesus Christ. Oh God, you're so pathetic. You can't even just accept the point. You can't even just say that would be grifting, but it's him and I'm not him, so it's not grifting or some shit like that, right? You have to still hold the line. He's learned from MAGA well. Never accept any kind of defeat or point against you. Always just lie.
I would be surprised if he did that, but okay, yeah, no problem.
What would it look like to you?
I wouldn't. And do I think that Tucker would be selling out? No, there's no chance.
No. Well, I'm not. It's not about selling out. What would that like? What would it just seem like? Hey, man, we can agree. Yeah, you know what? I did say that Kamala Harris was a DEI hire and she's basically a communist, but now I just feel like I've antagonized you and I'm here to break bread and let's talk and let's get stuff done. What would that look like to you?
It would look surprising, but I wouldn't care. I'd find it interesting. Why? What does it look like to you?
I mean, to me, if Tucker Carlson did that, I'd be like, oh, we fucking won. We won like crazy. We won so resoundingly. He's doing an apology tour because 3 ghosts visited him in the middle of the night and he's completely changed his tune.
She Ebenezer Scrooged him. She fucking Scrooge bombed him. He's been visited by the ghosts of MAGA. By the ghosts of MAGA past. Oh. What we need now is Jacob Marley, who in this case I suppose would be Michael Brooks. A dead friend who died far too young, who used to, hold leftism, to be something better. We need the Jacob Marley to come. We need the ghost of Jacob Marley, i.e. Michael Brooks, to come back and teach Cenk a real lesson. Also, can we get some unironic RIPs in chat for Michael Brooks, who was dope?
Because he wants to throw down with the winners. We are crushing it. And I saw in that moment, you want me to play it for you? When Charlie Kirk goes, "We're glad Cenk's here, everybody." And that was the feeling that I think a lot of right-wingers have when they look at you, Cenk, where they're like, damn, yo, we crushed so hard, even this guy is turning now.
Yeah, except I'm not turning. I've said it 2,000 times.
I'm just saying what it would look like. I'm just saying what it would look like.
You keep saying it like it's true when it isn't remotely true. But okay, let me address it. So, okay, number one, you're empirically wrong because guess what's happening? Matt Gaetz has reached out to us, Tucker Carlson, to come on our shows. And so it's your...
Matt Gaetz, the pedophile. You're boasting about the fact that Matt Gaetz, the pedophile, the pederast who had sex with a child, drugged and transported a child for sexual purposes, that guy wants to be on your show. Well, I am convinced. What a fantastic winning strategy that is. Who's next? Who's next, mate? Kevin Spacey, perhaps? Get Donald Trump on. He's also a rapist.
Exact analogy, okay? Patrick Bet-David, et cetera, and they won. They're still trying to come on the Young Turks. Why? Because they're trying to have a conversation, not because they want to do an apology tour. They think they are ascendant, but nevertheless, they want to talk to the left.
But you had to make it's because they think that you're...
Your version of the left says, no way, we never talk to the other side. But we're not authoritarian.
Jake, that's not true.
You're not allowed to disagree 1%, but we're not.
What the fuck is wrong with you? No one has said don't talk to them. You can talk to them, but you're supposed to push back and not just suck their dick, which is exactly what you did do, and have been doing for months now.
Not authoritarian. We have no power, so we're not authoritarian. So that's not how it works, Fanny. And the establishment Democrats are also authoritarian. So what do they say? You must agree with Kamala Harris, otherwise that's it. You're a heretic and you're being driven out from the party. You know that. The establishment Democrats have done that to us for the last 20 years. Don't tell me that there's no power on the left. There's tons of power on the left.
The Democrats are not on the left. Especially the establishment Democrats are most assuredly not on the left. The fuck are you talking about? Hello there, Shami Sengupta. Please invite Francesca on the show. I'd love to have Francesca on the show. Firstly, thank you for your donation. Much love. And I'd love to have her on the show, yeah. That'd be fucking dope. I don't know her, so I mean, I haven't got any contact with her. But I'd love to talk to her. She's fucking amazing, yeah. Yeah, she is mid-eye roll there. That is a good pause.
And when the swarm comes, the left-wing swarm, oh, you'd like to be called a woman. You're racist, fascist, transphobe. What? I'm not authoritarian. No, that is an authoritarian mindset. Just, you don't have to have power.
Wow, pointing out that you're a transphobic piece of shit is authoritarian. Wow, the politics understander really is killing it right now.
To have an authoritarian mindset, and there's different versions of power. There's the shunning power, there's social media power, there's mainstream media power, there's political power, there's all sorts of different power. So look, guys.
Yeah, this is sped up. This is 1.25. Yeah.
The left, first of all,
there's also just money and actual power.
It gets back to the we. So you ask me politically, who do I represent? I represent the great majority of left-wing voters. The great majority of left-wing.
There you go. He is the left. He's the left. Cool. Very normal thing to say.
Voters are not pro-establishment. They get tricked by mainstream media into voting in that direction. It drives me absolutely nuts. But when you ask them about policies, they agree with us completely on policies, right? And the great majority of left-wing voters are not far left. They think a woman should be called a woman. And I'm not saying that in some dismissive way. I'm in favor of trans rights. If you want to be called a birthing person, we love it. We got no problem with it. You be called a...
What the fuck are you talking about? Who is being called a birthing person who doesn't want to be called a birthing person? Cenk, it hasn't happened. Your co-host is a lying fuck. She hasn't been called a birthing person. Ever. It isn't happening. You're a liar.
A birthing person. But when you say no, you call everyone a birthing person. America hates it. Left-wing voters hate it.
I just want to say
there's no crime. Left-wing voters hate it. So I'm standing up for the overwhelming majority of Democratic voters and left-wing voters.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
Authoritarian sides of the left saying you're not allowed to disagree with the establishment. You're not allowed to disagree with the extreme left. No, I am allowed. I am allowed.
Hang on. Wait, please. I don't want to lose the forest for the trees here, truly. And I hear what you're saying. I know it can feel online like a circular firing squad. I understand.
Billion%. It happens every time.
I know it does. So I come from movement backgrounds, right? I've been in many spaces since the global justice movement in the early 2000s, then the anti-Iraq war movement. I've been in a lot of organizing spaces. I have been in more organizing spaces, far left spaces, than I have in campaigns, political campaigns, for example. So I know those spaces very well. I know we can often over-police one another. I know we can tear each other's throats out. I absolutely concede that. I do agree with that. At this moment, sad to say, that's not the biggest fish we have to fry. In fact, we are in, again, a moment just before Project 2025 will be implemented, and people like myself, people who are on the streets demonstrating for Palestine, will be recommended for deportation, among many other things. But of course, I guess maybe I'm using that as a shield. I don't know, according to you. But I did want to.
Oh my God, you're a piece of shit, Cenk. You are a fucking actual piece of shit. You are an actual coiled turd that just dropped from a dog's anus. You're using that as a human shield. She's talking about actual people being deported. You fucking evil cunt. And you're breaking bread with the people that are cheering on that deportation. Get in the trash. It's where you belong.
I did want to ask, Cenk, before this, I want to ask you about who the establishment is in your mind. Who is the establishment and who is not the establishment?
Great question. So, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Gavin Newsom, all the corporate Democrats who take corporate PAC money.
Notice, only Democrats. Did he mention a single Republican there? Did he mention a single Republican? At all? I didn't hear one. Just Democrats. That's it. Not Donald Trump, not Elon Musk, not any of them. Fucking embarrassing. Hello there. Oh my word, how'd you say that? Some Serbian guy. Hello there, some Serbian guy. You should hit the follow button. We're currently talking about, I mean, lots of things through the prism of Cenk Uygur being a prick. But like, left-wing politics broadly, I guess.
Serve their corporate donors 100%, lie to us 24/7, never intend to do any progressive policy positions, never intend to do any democratic policy positions that they state in campaigns, and are backed by the liars in mainstream media, pretending that they're on our side when they're playing good cop, bad cop with establishment Republicans and robbing us blind on behalf of their donors.
Do you think that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are establishment?
So they're complicated. The reason they're complicated
fucking hell. Yeah, it's complicated. Is the former president, who's about to become the president again, and is a billionaire, in theory, who lives in a Manhattan skyscraper with his name in 20-foot letters on it and flies around in a private jet.
Victory is ours!
Is he establishment? Is he establishment? Is Elon Musk the richest human being who has ever fucking lived? Is he establishment? The guy who just bought the American election? Is he establishment? Who knows? It's complicated. It's complicated, guys. Who can tell? It's an enigma, wrapped in a mystery, wrapped in a conundrum, stuffed in a tofurkey. Go fuck yourself, you prick. Thank you, some Serbian guy, for following. Welcome to the Kevolution, friend.
is because they act like the establishment. They do the same robberies, the same corporate tax cuts, but they are pretending to be populist. And that's why I've called Donald Trump a fake populist hundreds of times, right? And I've called him a fake populist on right-wing shows. And I've said, hey, watch out for your own donors on right-wing shows, right? And so, but they're not part of this the machine that was the Borg. Mitch McConnell and Joe Biden were the.
They're not part of the Borg. Ugh. You know, Donald Trump literally funded Kamala Harris. You know that's a thing he actually did. He also donated to Hillary Clinton. The Clintons were actually at one of his weddings. But he's not part of the Borg. He was also friends with Jeffrey Epstein for many years. Not part of the Borg, though. Former president. Openly worked with all of those same establishment dickheads. Not part of the Borg, though. No. Totes. Totes my goats.
Co-captains of the Borg. And that machine was unstoppable. And that machine was, maintains corporate rule, and that's my mortal enemy. That Borg is the one we should all be fighting against.
So do you think it's less bad that one person donates $277 million to a candidate versus 5 people donating $277 million to a candidate? Elon Musk gave $277 million to Donald Trump and is now, again, worth $400 billion. Is that somehow less establishment in your mind?
So there's 2 parts of it, Franny. One is they at least talk the populist game, and the advantage of that is that also spread through the right-wing base.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's okay. It's okay because they lie. They're actually better because they lie. Is an argument this man has just made for why they're better than the imaginary Borg thing he just made up. He would never talk to me, Miss Hire, never in a million years. Because I'm not going to even do the polite thing, the pretend polite thing that Fran's doing right now. Like, yeah.
That, hey, them faking populism, remember the people that are hearing that message don't realize it's fake, right? Mm-hmm. So they're talking anti-war, they're talking anti-corporate. You see Tucker Carlson talking anti-corporate. You see Steve Bannon saying we should increase corporate taxes. That doesn't mean Steve Bannon's an angel, but what it does mean, or anywhere near it, but what it does mean is that idea of populism and anti-establishment, etc., is spreading throughout the right wing. That is,
and it changes nothing because they still are going to vote for Donald Trump and for that establishment, regardless of whether they just do massive tax cuts for the rich. Again.
It's an amazing opportunity for us to actually coalesce on economic
No, it isn't.
populism
No, it
that
isn't.
they now believe in, even if their leader doesn't, right? So that's point 1, and it's super important. Point 2 is, in some ways, that individual corruption is worse, and in some ways it's better. So how is it worse?
Fucking hell. I mean, honestly, if your populism involves deep-throating Elon Musk like this, Cenk, I don't think you understand what populism is.
So Miriam Adelson gives, $137 million to Trump, and Sheldon Adelson had given him $200 million in previous campaigns. So he delivers foreign policy to the Adelson family, right? Moved our embassy in his first term. Now he's thinking about allowing the annexation of northern Gaza and the West Bank. And you saw me fight tooth and nail against Trump because that's what I was really, really worried about, that he's going to go and be extreme and radical to serve his top donors.
Wow. So why are you optimistic then, Cenk? Because you've literally been tweeting out about how optimistic you are after Trump win. So how and why are you optimistic at all?
On Elon, he handed all of domestic policy to him. So that's how it's worse. How in the world could it be at the same time a little bit better? Well, the way that it's better is that it's not a machine. It's chaotic. So it's one guy here and another person there, but the other person disagrees with Miriam, and then Trump doesn't quite know what to do, and he listens to the last person in the room, but he also kind of listens to his base. We've got chaos there, and chaos is way better than a machine. A machine is ruthless and just steamrolls you.
So I think that's
nothing worse than the McConnell-Biden era. Nothing worse.
Okay, I do want to talk about the McConnell-Biden era and establishment a little bit more, but just on that, I feel like my very first question to you is, well, what are you doing? I feel like that's the most cogent answer I've gotten from you that I could sort of get on board with, which is exploit the chaos to turn MAGA against Trump. But even if you wanted to do that, I'm not sure you're achieving it through the kinds of interviews that you're doing and the way that you're playing to the right, especially when you go on those stages and hit the left more than you do the right. But I just want to leave that there. I accept the hey, let's plant the booby traps so that we can make them fall into them later, that kind of thing.
But he's not doing that. He's just moving to the right because he's a grifting piece of shit. Pretty simple.
That makes the most sense to me, even if I sort of strategically disagree with it. I want to talk about the establishment, though, and Mitch McConnell. So, for example, Mitch McConnell, who I am no fan of, obviously, believes that there should not be recess appointments for the Trump administration. Would you say that that is establishment, ergo you are anti-that and anti-establishment?
Mitch McConnell is against recess appointments.
Yes.
So that one's a super tough one because sometimes the establishment will block something. Like if Bernie was president and he wanted to put in Stephanie Kelton as Treasury Secretary, I actually would disagree with that. But I put that as an example. The establishment would say no way, and they would block it with everything that they have. There is a scenario where I would say, Bernie, do a recess appointment, right? And so on the other hand, if Bernie came in and said, I don't care about advising consent of the Senate, I'm just going to do everyone as a recess appointment, I would say, no, don't do that. Don't do that. That's not a good idea.
Why?
So
because it's anti-democratic. Was that?
Yeah, the core of so Franny, the core of the question is when we talk about the system, what do we mean by the system? Because there's two different systems that people refer to, and then they conflate them. The system we want to protect is democracy, the Constitution, civil rights, etc. That's the system that we love and believe in. The system we do not want to protect and we want to fight against is donor money, establishment, protecting the status quo, protecting corporate rule. So separate those two things out, because one, the permanent system of the Constitution and democracy is great.
What is moid? It's the couple of times I've heard the phrase moid in the last few days. No, he's too much of a moid to be accelerationist. M-O-I-D, moid. I don't know.
The current system of corruption and establishment rule is horrible.
Yeah. Do you understand that the right actually just conflates those two things?
I think the left often conflates those two things too.
Well, okay, so you would be in favor of Donald Trump doing recess appointments, or you wouldn't in this case?
So if he's doing blanket recess appointments, I'm against it. I always think shoe on the other foot. That's why I brought up Bernie Sanders. In order to be fair, hey, how would I feel if it was the other way around? If he does one or two, I understand it as a matter of philosophy.
Okay.
But if he does a recess appointment, I'm very likely to be against that particular person, like a Kash Patel or Pete Hegseth. He's going to do recess appointments on the most radical culture warrior stuff that I hate. I hate when the right does culture war stuff. I don't love it when the left.
Moid, a derogatory word for man. Okay. I hate moids. All they know is to be misogynistic and commit violent crimes. Moids are not capable of feeling love. Okay. He is a moid. That is true.
Left does it, but I certainly hate it when the right does it. And so I'm worried about his recess appointments because of the people, the specific people that he's likely to do them with.
One of those things also in terms of this establishment and anti-establishment sort of framework that you're using is also Project 2025 and Russell Vogt, who he just appointed to be the head of the Office of Management and Budget. Russell Vogt would like to fire federal workers, replace them with loyalists. He also wants to use the military to target political dissidents. This is all obviously
Lord
in
Fritas
Project 2025 that he helped
$3. The right wing is populist, meaning it appeals to the people to get in power, while the left is popular, meaning it is og the people, for the people.
By the people, shall not perish from this earth, and we shall have a new birth of freedom, with something and liberty for all. Now I'm gonna go and fucking do some Jaeger bombs. They didn't record that bit from the Gettysburg Address, but he definitely said it.
Offer. Is that establishment or anti-establishment? Isn't there's nothing greater, there's nothing more anti-establishment than firing a bunch of federal workers.
Also, thank you, Lord Fritas. I love you.
You believe that that's a populist thing to do?
No, it's fake populism. And so it's so alluring to the MAGA base because they feel like, oh, we're fighting against.
What jersey are you rocking today? The New England Patriots. Woo! Which isn't a political statement, it's just the team that's nearest to me. Although I didn't know that when I started supporting them, but they are.
The government, right? But what I'm trying to get them to understand is, like, you guys, they think that the government is a blanket bad thing. And so the story I often tell on these shows is the one that Matt Stoller does, great progressive, done great anti-monopoly work in the Senate, etc., which is, hey, what kind of, what size pipe should I get? And people always ask, and that's why Matt does it this way, well, what job are you doing? It depends. And that's exactly the point that I make to these right-wingers. Do we want big government or little government? Well, it depends, right? Are we invading Iraq? Then I want smaller government, right? Are we going to invade doctors' offices and get between a woman and a doctor? Then I want smaller government, right? But if we're going to protect the average American from the bankers, then I want a little bit larger government. I don't want to defund the police on Wall Street, right? So I explain that, hey, if you fire people that are at the IRS, guess who's it's going to help the most? The very rich who cheat on their taxes.
But they all want to audit the Pentagon, which the IRS doesn't do. But it's very interesting that, you got everyone to cheer auditing the Pentagon. But of course, they're, the idea of auditing billionaires, the Republicans are absolutely against that because they've been trying to defund the IRS. Exactly.
Right. And remember, again, there's different layers of right wing now. There's their leaders who are almost, uniformly full of crap. Then there's, a middle bureaucracy, and then there's the voters. And the voters, and Franny, you don't have to trust me on this because those MAGA guys, they will tell you exactly what they think. They're not holding anything back.
Yeah, they are very racist. Yeah, but also they don't. They can say I'm anti-war, but they still vote for the same people who vote for war. They can say I want taxes to be increased on rich people, and then they'll vote for the same candidates who reduce taxes on rich people. I don't give a fuck what they say. What they do is very different.
They have no need to lie to you.
Yeah, they've been telling us for many, many years.
Yeah. So they're also not lying when they say they're anti-war, anti-corruption. They might have been misdirected, but they're not lying. So what I'm trying to get them to see is firing the federal workers is not the answer.
Yeah.
Cutting the Pentagon is part of the answer.
Yeah.
And so when they say yes to cutting the Pentagon, they're not lying. The MAGA voters actually want to cut the Pentagon.
What do you think?
Is a completely different question. And so one more thing that's super important, though, it's not a booby trap, Franny. I understand what you're saying, and that's one way to frame it. But in my mind, when you have people who actually agree, you're not tricking them. You're just getting them to see, guys, you wanted to cut the Pentagon, but look, your leaders didn't cut the Pentagon. So do you see how they led you astray? Right? I'm actually getting them to a position.
And then they'll go, you're woke, shut the fuck up, and vote for him anyway.
I'm just showing them that their leaders are not doing the things that they promised. On the other hand, sometimes Trump responds to his base. So if that base gets angry enough and says, hey, let's cut the Pentagon, maybe Trump does cut the Pentagon, where Biden never would, McConnell never would. In the Biden-McConnell era, the Pentagon's only going to get increased forever and ever and ever. Corruption is always going to increase forever and ever and ever.
I mean, wait, just on
this. The
this.
advantage for us is that he likes to be popular. He just doesn't know how. So,
sure. So I just really want to, just drill down on a couple of those things. And then there's a lot to talk about, and I don't want to take too much of your time, but just on this new MAGA, old MAGA thing. I've heard you say new MAGA, as you talk about anti-corruption, anti-war. Cenk, they were like that in 2016, man. I mean, let's be honest. The reason Donald Trump just destroyed the Republican primary was absolutely being an outsider, right? And sort of purported seemingly anti-establishment, even though, he's a billionaire, part of the elite. But it really was around being against the Iraq war. Now, for his reasoning was, we should have taken all the oil, F those, whatever, like enter expletive, right? Which I think gets to another point. But he was also, remember, in terms of the corruption stuff, they wanted to get rid of, what was it? They wanted term limits. They had term limits and were suggesting them early on. So the actual the outgrowth of an entire country tired of 8 years of Bush and endless war, and also that was, suffering from the 2008 financial collapse and didn't have any faith in the banks and these financial institutions and all the politicians that protect them that was already in the ether, right? And you had a Bernie Sanders and you had Donald Trump. And of course, the actual establishment, the centrists that I hate as well, were trying to say Bernie is exactly like Donald Trump. Look at him. He's using the same. No. They were very different. And that's why I wanted to talk to you about the differences between right-wing populism and left-wing populism.
To be fair, they are exactly the same in that they're both very, very old. And from New York. Actually, is Bernie from New York? He sounds like he's from New York. I don't know.
I think there is a difference, and there's a very important difference. That difference is historical as well. Right-wing populism often feeds off of nativism, off of othering immigrants, religious minorities, blaming those people, and then we can have the socialism, right? That's why, obviously, in Hitler's Third Reich, you've got a National Socialist Party, right? This is...
Stop hiding behind the... Hang on. Yeah. Stop hiding behind the human shields. You can't call them racist because you're just using the human shields. Shut the fuck up, man. Yeah, he's from Brooklyn. Oh, well, there you go. Apparently you can't sleep until you get there. According to some philosophers.
Germany for the Germans, and there are people who are in Germany are the Germans and people who are not the Germans. That also in this country, although you scoff when I talk about Chinese Americans, there was the Chinese Exclusion Act, specifically dividing working class people in this country based on race, saying the Chinese are the reason you don't have anything. They're the ones taking all of our jobs, even though we know that the rich robber barons were absolutely taking advantage of them, just like we know that all the Trump donors who paid for their positions in this administration are also taking advantage of undocumented labor. So do you see a difference between right-wing populism and left-wing populism? And are you not barking up not just the wrong tree, but a very, very dangerous one?
Yeah. So, no, I think there's a massive difference. And so first, let me just really quickly address what you said about the Chinese. So the Chinese were the only nationality ever banned from America. Trump considered a Muslim ban, but didn't actually execute one. Chinese were actually banned from America for a long time. So I know all about racism against Chinese, and obviously that also sprung up during COVID, et cetera. But just in that heated moment there, I was saying that the Chinese, are maybe third or fourth in line these days. Muslims.
Not from what they're talking about. I mean, I'm just looking at what they're saying, which is like this would be the easiest group to sweep up. Like I'm just saying, not like Chinese immigrants who've been here for decades. No, I understand. That's why I said that. I didn't just pick it because I'm Chinese. I literally just looked at what they're talking about. But anyway, But
My
so you
kids are
do
Chinese,
agree?
So
you
I'm not.
Sure.
I'm worried
You
about
agree, though. You agree that there is a difference between left-wing populism and right-wing populism.
Yeah. So now let's get to the core of it. So there's.
Hello, Poppy. You should hit the follow button. You should. I like puppies. I like cats too. I like zebras and capybaras. Actually, I like loads of animals. You know what I don't like? Fascism.
Left-wing and right-wing populists on social issues disagree more than we disagree with the establishment. The establishment is generally like, we don't really care if you're Chinese, Muslim, whatever. The only color we care about is green. As long as we let us rob you from here to eternity, I'm good with it. We'll allow Peruvians to rob you, Jews, Muslims, Christians, everybody can rob you, right? And so.
And the establishment is again just Biden, Kamala Harris,
McConnell, everyone who takes corporate donations and serves corporate donors. Okay.
But not
so
Donald Trump, because he
95%.
doesn't take corporate, except for all the corporate money he's taking. But he's different. Okay, keep going.
Wait,
I'm just trying to understand who the establishment is and isn't.
Back money. I mean, how many times can I call them a big populist before you believe me? Okay, so the establishment is better on social and cultural issues than the populist right is. So that's why, like, this is not. You can't make blanket things like, in my opinion, never talk to them. They're all racist, etc.
I never said that. I never said not to talk to him. I never said that.
Hold on. Or they're all lovely and they've all turned and they're all amazing and are going to agree with.
Thank you, Mr. Peter Wood. Mr. Peter Wood. For resubscribing. Thank you. And yes, as Friends Rust, yes, I did see the Man United score. It's very funny. They're legitimately in a relegation battle. Fuck me, that's funny. How are they worse? How did they get a new manager and they're worse? What? It's mad.
With us. No, of course not, right? So, but on economic issues, we agree a lot.
It is funny though. It's one thing I do enjoy, right? And this is a little guilty pleasure of mine as a sports fan. Online, I mean, there are lots of streamers, right, who stream about a million different things. I presume a lot of you politics nerds probably watch mostly politics stuff, or maybe some gaming or whatever. But there's like sports ones. And so, actually, I'll just show you what I mean. Right? So, let's find a funny one, right? So, Man United lose streamer compilation, right? So, each team has like a series of streamer compilation type. Each streamer, like for various football clubs, so there's like loads of Man United fans, there's Man City fans, Liverpool fans, etc. Right, and they'll stream live along with the games on the weekend. Now, I can't be bothered watching that because that seems boring as fuck. I don't really give a shit. But you can guarantee that one of the big clubs will have a shit result every weekend, right? So either one of them will drop points or one of them will get beaten, something like that, right?
Victory is ours!
And I don't give a fuck which particular club it is, because I don't support any of these clubs. I support an even shitter club, unfortunately. So, doesn't matter who wins or loses, I get to watch a compilation on Sunday morning usually, or sometimes even Saturday evening if it's an early kickoff, of these dickheads screaming. So, like, this is what I do on, like, say, like the Blues will play on my team, Birmingham City, will play on the Saturday. I'll go out and get fucking tanked up or whatever, have a few beverages, few lascivious liquid beverages, refreshments, let's call them, and then wake up on Sunday morning, hungover as fuck, and as I'm eating something truly unhealthy, ungodly, dare I say, I watch compilations like this.
Oh, what a ball that is. And it's Liverpool. And it's Gakpo. Oh, what a goal. What a goal. What a ball. I can't believe it. Fucking bastards. It hurts, doesn't it? It really does hurt. And it's just... There's always someone to blame, but as soon as the ball...
And it's especially funny with this guy because he's a former cop. So seeing him angry is very funny.
Gets played, he's right in behind the low, and then the finish is right into the bottom corner.
Let's go.
And all the bastards
let's go forward.
pull that out. It's...
Oh no! Oh no, guys, it's 5-0 to the fucking Scalciaries, bro. Darwin Punez, the guy we were taking the piss out of for them spunking 100 million on, has done us again today. It's a brace for Gashpu and a brace for Punez. I don't understand what's happening, man. 5-0 to the fucking Scalciaries, bud. What the fuck, man? This is preposterously unbelievably gash. How can it go from being such a great team to looking like we got Bill and Ben the flower pot men in the fucking back line of defence, mate? It's incredible what's taking place. I don't understand it. This is ridiculous, mate. It's just unbelievable. 5-0 now. They're destroying us.
Pulls him down. Cross comes in. 5-0. 5 again. They've done it again. They've done it again. They've done it again. They've done it again.
The fact that you
again. Why me? Why? I've seen 5-0 twice. I've seen 5-0 twice.
This is sports ball. Yes. Hello, Poppy from the
5-0
alt.
twice. Taking a
You
break.
can hit the, thank you
I'm
for
taking a break.
joining
I
the
just need
evolution.
some fresh air, man.
Oh my god! We're making their flops look class. Oh my god, what am I watching, man? What am I watching? Well, my scoreboard doesn't go any higher than 5-0, so if they score another, I'll just end the stream. What a joke. Absolute shit! We're like statues in the box, man! We're like statues! What is going on? Nobody marks Darwin Núñez at all. I don't know what's going on. Why are we like statues? Everyone's completely static. It comes off the bloody back of his head. I don't even think it just jumps up in the air. Christ, what is going on? Absolutely, an absolute shit show.
I just don't know why we've forgotten how to defend it. We've absolutely forgot. Oh, piss off! No. It's the...
Are there streamers like that for Birmingham City? Probably not. Or at least there probably aren't many of them, I imagine. It's usually the bigger clubs, unfortunately, that have, you know, the streamers. I could do it, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Me screaming at the fucking TV screen, I don't know if that would be particularly entertaining. But maybe it would be, I don't know.
Why? Fuck off! 5-0! Why? Like, it's not hard. It's not hard to not lose 5-0. Why do we do this when it's Liverpool? Why do we turn off? Why do we give up? I said at 2-0 we could have got back into the game, but they stopped trying. They stopped running every time they bloody shoot, and we can't. We've had more shots on target. The worst part is, Man United had more shots on bloody target this game.
Oh, for fuck's sake. It's 6-0. I just don't believe the goals we're conceding. Like, I don't believe the goals we're conceding. I can't believe the goals we're conceding because people
It's gone very Partridge. I can't believe it.
Sat there going, what the fuck are we doing? Like, we're just, what are we doing? Like, just fucking idiots.
Kieran, I do like that one, but I can't be bothered. I want to show the compilation-y type thing.
I'm fuming with them. I didn't think I could go back there with these players, but I'm bloody fuming. I can't believe it.
You can't believe it?
I need to calm down. Those days. No, it's not one of those days. One of those days is where you lose and it's disappointing 1-0. It's not one of those days to get absolutely hammered. Let's look it in the face. Hammered. Absolutely annihilated. Embarrassed, humiliated, destroyed. Not acceptable. I don't care whether you're top of the league or getting relegated. That's a bloody disgrace.
This is the slop.
As much as what Ollie.
This is the slop that I live for. Okay, this is the slop that gets me through hangovers.
He did. You know, Ollie was shit and he needed to go. That's a bloody disgrace. I don't care if we go and win the league from this point, whether we win the Europa League, whether we win the FA Cup, whether we won the Carabao Cup, whether we won against Barcelona. That's out of the ordinary. Bullshit. Shouldn't happen. That doesn't happen by accident. That's bad management. That's horrific performances. something there needs looking at, because that is a disgrace. An absolute disgrace.
Crikey, they've almost done us again. No, they have done us again. Salah has just fallen to him, mate. And he takes his shirt off. And he's just been at 6 goals for Liverpool against United today. What the fuck in the name of crumble jobs is going on here? And again, it's a lucky piss poor wank chops, absolutely ridiculously gas-tastic goal. Defensive errors from the back of Manchester United here.
Fuck
Pinballs
yes.
around, just lands perfectly to Mo Salah. Lucky boys they are, Liverpool. Yes, they have played immense this second half and they have destroyed us. It should be 3-0, not 6. I don't understand how the football gods are putting it every single fucking time on a plate for these wankers. The ball's just pinballed in for the right, it's landed perfectly for Salah on the edge of the 6-yard box and he's toed it in the twat. It's unreal. This is unreal. 6-0 it is. 6 fucking 0, man. What the fuck, bro? It's 6-0. Mate, it turns out the football god is a fucking scouser. What is happening?
Watch it. Oh.
Their pain sustains me. This is the football experience, okay?
6-0. 6-0. 6-0. Well, I have to do a balaclava like this. This is my balaclava. I can't find my balaclava.
No, sports ball is just a phrase that people online who don't like sport use to describe any discussion of sport.
This is me.
It's like, I suppose, it's the revenge of the nerds. It's nerds. It's the nerd version of calling someone a nerd.
How much space has Elliot got? I just beg that. Oh my god! What is going on? Why is every single bounce going to them? Everything is like bloody pinball. Literally, this rigged. It's like it's bloody DBA on FIFA. I don't get it. Everything is pinball and it just falls to Salah. I don't get it. What is going on? Every single thing is falling to them. I don't get it. You might as well shoot from the bloody halfway line. It'll pinball off about 5 players and go in. You might as well. I don't get it. It pinballs and look where it lands. It goes straight to Salah. It's absolutely insane. It's offside. Imagine taking your shirt off and you're offside. What an absolute bell. Unlucky lad. Taking your shirt off and you're offside. Behave yourself. Taking your shirt off, getting a yellow card and you're offside. At least that's brightened up the day a smidge. Instead of being 100% a shite day. Sorry? What? That's not offside. What? What?
Well, that's a
what
robbery.
What are we waiting for?
They were going to get back
it's
into
offside,
the.
Is it not?
They were going to get back into the game at just 5.
He just showed you the camera angle and he's offside. How is it not offside? He's literally just shown you the camera angle. His foot is in front of every defender, and we're just going, fuck it. We might as well go 6. We're going for a record, boys. So yes, it's offside, but who cares? We're going for a record.
Absolutely letting them destroy our goal difference, humiliate our goal difference.
Yeah, the goal difference is the problem.
Get away. And oh my, God, it's 6. 6. Of course it deflects to him. Of course it deflects, falls into Salah to tap in the net. It's the circus. It's the circus at Old Trafford. It's absolute circus.
These players were always going to turn up. They've had a shit season. They've just been destroyed by Real Madrid in front of their own fans. Do you think at 2-0 they were going to go light on us? We're idiots. We're idiots. If we've walked into a trap, we stuck our nose in a beehive and then we're moaning because we got stung. I knew this. Ten Hag would have known it as well. They were always going to be relentless and they were always going to go in for the kill. Oh, fucking hell. I'm gone. No!
That's such a great response. Oh, fucking hell. That's a belter. Hang on. I'm having that again.
I would have known it as well. They were always going to be relentless and they were always going to go in for the kill. Oh, fucking hell. I'm gone. No!
It's so good. Fucking hell.
For God's sake, no. 7 fucking nil. What the fuck, man?
Love it. Love it.
7-0. 7 bloody nil. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it. 7-0. What the fucking hell is going on?
With the one team this season that's made Mo Salah look world class. He's been bang average all season, and we've made Mo Salah look world class. Fucking hell. I don't even know what you do from here. I don't know what you...
Oh, fuck it. We've got to play. Okay, after this, we'll play the it's only 3 minutes. We'll play the As Friends Rust video of... no, so Kieran Saunders.
The fact that you've looked at that...
Who literally did a message effect, and I missed it completely. Thank you, Lord Fritos, for gifting a sub to Puppy from the Alt. And thank you for the message effect, Kieran. I didn't even know that was a thing, but thank you. Okay, we'll play the thing. It's only 3 minutes, but we're playing it after.
Do from here. 7-0.
7.
Oh, I tell you what.
What's 5-0 guy gonna do? Does he have to put 5 + 1 + 1 on the screen now? What does he even do? He's the counter and he goes up to 5 somehow.
We'll be looking at the first bloody heart attack on air. I'm trying not to explode.
Oh no, Salah. Oh no, Liverpool can make it 7, can they? Oh no, guys, it is as well, no. It's 7-0 to the Scousers, man. 7-0. Firmino gets in the back of the net, mate. No. 7 goals. 7. Not a magnificent 7. A fucking complete monstrosity 7 here today. They've done a 7-0. What the fuck, guys?
Quite so.
7-0. 7-0, mate. 7 chipmunks sitting on a ranch. 7 fucking chipmunks. Can't...
7 chipmunks sitting on a ranch? What the fuck does that phrase mean? 7 chipmunks sitting on a ranch. It's you know what? It's got very much seagulls following the trawler looking for fish. It's got Cantona vibes all over it.
Can't fucking dance. What's going on, man? This is a fucking calamity, dude. And Muggy Mugstrosity himself in the fucking back of the goal. What's he doing? Diogo Dallo has been shite today. He has been absolutely fucking diabolical. His middle name's Diabolical. Fucking Triple D, mate. Diogo Diabolical Dallo. What the fuck's he doing? He can't stop himself. If he's on the line there... Oh my God, he's spinning like Forrest Gump past the fucking line into the back of the net, mate.
Forrest
Run, Forrest, run! What the fuck? It's terrible from him. You got fucking Forrest Gump, fucking Bubba, Lieutenant Dan with no bloody legs playing at back line. You know what I mean? Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get unless you've been playing too many games recently and you turn up and the Scouts are lucky and you get fucking drubbed up 7-0. In that case, you know it's going to be one of those shitty toffee ones. Fucking awful.
Who doesn't like toffee? You're a monster.
Oh, 7-0. 7-0. Fuck!
Fucking love it. Okay. This one is epic, by the way. So, this was an amazing game of football. But this was from last season, wasn't it? Chelsea beat Man United 4-3. Manchester United were 3-2 up. With, like, as it says there, in the 99th minute. Now, you may know, football only has 90 minutes. The fact that you had 9 minutes of extra time is mental. And the fact that you managed to lose in the 100+ minute of a league game is remarkable. His reaction to this is spectacular.
So many fucking times. You absolute shithouse wanker. Absolute wanker. The fact that they've looked at that for so long tells you it's soft. Absolute prick. Absolute prick. You can't look at it for 2 minutes and then go, oh yeah, it's a penalty. They know it's fucking soft and they know the first one was soft as well.
Honestly, the Man United fans are the most coddled pricks. They dealt with fucking Fergie time, Ferguson decisions, never having a penalty given against them at Old Trafford for so long that they just can't take that occasionally a decision goes against you. Maybe you get a rough decision every now and then, like every fucking team does. Because you ain't that fucking good. You're not special anymore. Shut the fuck up.
Absolute joke. He won't miss. Cole Palmer, he's fucking brilliant at penalties. He ain't going to miss this. Fucking hell. This season, mate. This season. Went the same fucking way as well, Anana. He goes that way every fucking time. Absolute disgrace. You know what? I want this season to end. End the season now. It's a fucking joke. End the season now.
I feel like that's been Man United's season for the last decade now. Just, can we not do this anymore? Can we just not play?
Just needs ending. It's a fucking joke.
Oh, amazing.
They don't deserve a point from this game. They don't deserve fuck all from this game. They've been handed 2 dodgy penalties and a mistake by Anana. We've been the better team, and by a bloody mile.
Why has he got full time up on the screen? It's not full time. You've jumped the gun there, lad.
Break on us now. What the fuck are we doing? Why are we attacking? What are we attacking for? Why are we fucking attacking? Oh my god, this team is fucked. What is it? Just some sort of bloody... I just don't get it. I can't deal with this anymore. I can't fucking deal with this anymore. They're idiots. They're absolute idiots. What are they doing? Goal. I can't. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to fucking do this anymore. What a fucking joke. What are they doing? Oh, fucking hell. Just don't. What's the point? What is the point? Mate, sack yourself, man.
I don't want to do this anymore.
That is the biggest fucking injustice I have ever seen. That is the biggest injustice I've ever fucking seen. Oh, I'll tell you what, Chelsea. I'm glad you're keeping Pochettino because he's fucking wank. He's absolutely fucking wank.
I don't want to do this anymore. I should make that into an emote. I should make that into a noise alert. I don't want to do this anymore. Belter.
Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Why did we go on the attack at 3-3?
Because you're knobheads. I don't know.
I just can't speak. I genuinely am absolutely...
I can't speak!
Look at Pochettino, you fucking waste of time. You shit, mate. Scammy bastard. Absolute. I can't wait for him to get the sack.
The fucking cope. The cope. Oh, it's so pure. It's the cope at this level is just... It's like it's the finest grade of cope.
Useless shit. Bloody absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted. Look at him celebrating. Wanker. Fucking wanker.
There's nothing copier than a fucking football fan who just lost. Nothing copier in this world. Also, that is an amazing mid-eye roll pause we've got going on there. Boom shakalaka. Don't forget, you can give me all of your money if you wanted to. You can. You can do bits messages. You can subscribe. You can subscribe with Amazon Prime. Because after all, I don't want to do this anymore. Jesus. Anyway, you can do the super chats on the Yamtubes. Hello, Yamtubes. And you can become a member for 99p. It's a thing you can do.
Way more, and that's super important. And so, and you know what it is, Franny? They're using the culture wars, in my opinion, to create a wedge between us. That's why they're called wedge issues, to get us to hate one another instead of...
Yeah, like when Anna Kasparian starts going on about birthing people and bonus holes, even though she's been called neither of those things. Yeah, we know.
Realizing that the problem isn't to our left or right, it's up. Look up, look up. The problem is up, right? And so but right-wing populists on that nativist strand that they have, which is real, yes, it's scary, and it's super wrong-headed, and it does put us in the line of fire. So when Steve Bannon, he says both of those things. He says tax the rich, increase tax on corporations, and then he says my favorite book is Camp of the Saints, where the hero murders all the immigrants that are coming into France, right? So virulently anti-immigrant, right? And so I don't want to empower the Steve Bannon.
I'm glad you did, Miss
the
Hire.
cultures of the world to do
Hello,
their
Morgan.
crazy stuff, right? That is anti-immigrant, anti-my family, anti-me, anti-all the people we care about.
Stop using them as human shields, Cenk. You set the boundaries for this. Stop using the human shields.
American people, the left, everyone, right? But we get to fight them on that, Franny. We don't have to say like blanket Steve Bannon's great, Charlie Kirk's great. No, and I've been so clear about this.
So you think you've been fighting? You think you've been fighting them?
Oh, on the issues we disagree on, hell yeah. And so I got into a fight.
You went to Cenk, you went to the Turning Point thing with Charlie Kirk and you rode his penis into the sunset and then went for beers with him. You didn't fight him at all.
In trigonometry over in that show over trans girls in high school sports, and they're outraged by it, and they're like, "Oh, what if your daughter comes in second place in cross country?" I'm like, "Who gives a crap, right? What are you guys
Gabriel, talk to me about
millions of kids because you're on this like transphobic like mania, right? Just settle down. These are culture wars. They're dividing us. Stop."
Hang on, but you don't disagree with them on that. You think trans people being allowed to play sports is wrong. So actually you don't disagree with the trigonometry guys. You just care about it slightly less. But you are still as transphobic as them. You just aren't like angered by it.
Stop letting them divide us.
I think one thing that's really hard, and this is just in general, like we can talk about trans issues. I actually want to play a clip from your Turning Points conference, but I do just think that one of the biggest issues for me that is not it's not hypothetical. It's very real, which is the right to an abortion. And that is one thing that I think a lot of the so-called right-wing populists don't really give a shit about, especially not the mouthpieces of Donald Trump. They don't care that women are bleeding out from miscarriages and dying, going into septic shock. They don't care that they're being turned away from hospitals, that, yeah, their life or death is dependent on a bureaucracy right now. That seems like a difficult thing to find a so-called middle ground on, and I feel like we're just sort of ending up with this hypothetical discussion rather than talking about the actual people who are dying literally right now as I speak.
So, Franny, number one, you can't find a middle ground on everything. My idea isn't that we're magically going to kumbaya on every issue. That's crazy, right? Okay. So that
right, but you will sit and break bread with people who are okay with these people dying. Can you see why the people who are dying and the people who know and love the people who are dying might not be super cool with that?
That's why I keep saying thousands of times, when we disagree, we fight. And the good news is...
But I don't want to get a beer with someone who thinks that I should, go into septic shock instead of be attended by a physician.
Yeah, so I know that this is the thought that's breaking a lot of people's minds, but you should. So please let me explain why.
Jesus Christ. Cenk, you're not really a white guy, so why are you acting so much like a white guy right now? Like, you've got it's big Ian Miles Chung vibes of, like, you're pretending to be, like, a fucking white chud boy, and you're not that? You fucking piece of garbage. Fuck you.
Okay? So it's so easy for both sides to say, no, that their way of thinking is so antithetical to what we think, so wrong, that I will never have a beer with them. I will never talk to them. And every time I see them, I'm going to say racist. Or
No. At no point did she say never talk to them. She was going on about breaking bread with them, going for a beer with them, being nicey with them. There's a difference between talking to somebody and opposing them, and you sucking them off. There is a big difference there, which you don't seem to be aware of, or, let's be honest, want to address because that's your new grift.
Sexist or some sort of charge to show my moral superiority. But hold on. Remember, they think their radical right is saying the same exact thing to them. To Patrick Bet-David, to Charlie Kirk, to everyone who hosts me. They're like, Cenk called us fascist. Cenk believes trans girls should be allowed to compete in high school sports. And Cenk is a radical in this, and Cenk is a radical, and he thinks he's a Muslim, and he's this, and he's that, etc. So they say, don't have a beer with him. Don't talk to him, right? So, but that's exactly how we get siloed. And instead of having conversations and realizing, yes, we massively disagree on 60, maybe 80% of issues, but for Christ's sake, on some of the most important issues, that 20 to 40% where we agree on economic populism, we never get to an agreement, and then the establishment laughs their ass.
All Cenk is doing is straw manning this so far. Anyone who disagrees with me thinks you should never talk to anybody and just scream racism. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? If you can't actually address the issue that people have with your conduct, why are you bothering? Why are you here?
Off at us.
Sure, but Cenk, because
if
if your 5% of disagreement with me is I don't believe you should have equal rights under medical law, I fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like wait, hang on. It's not fuck you. It's I'll see you when I beat you. Do you know what I'm saying? And this is to me what left-wing populism is about. This is what Bernie was so good at doing. He would never throw anyone under the bus. He would always remember black, white, gay, straight, Muslim, Jewish. Like, he kept on going, and he'd be like, when's he going to finish?
That's anti-New York. That accent. That was a microaggression against the people of Brooklyn.
This laundry list of people he wants to bring on board to the political revolution, and it was brilliant, and he never forgot to do it. And he never caped to the right or the right-wing framing. He said, yes, he might work with Trump on some labor stuff. Did Trump want to do that shit? Of course he didn't, right? Did Trump vetoed a bill that he finally got passed to not sell Saudi Arabia weapons when he finally reached across the aisle? Everything you're talking about, it's all fine, but we're like little insects bumping up in a fucking diorama because at the top is goddamn Trump. And if you don't kiss that ring, then you're absolutely nothing. And so to me, I'm like, I will beat the right. And I will win back these voters, but I will win them back with ideas, with plans, with real policy, and yes, of course, with making our movements and the left welcoming and absolutely doing all of the things that, to be honest, the right doesn't do, because you are absolutely off your shit if you think that the right and left are equally hateful, and that's what I'm hearing from you, that you...
She is fucking cooking right now. This is beautiful.
Think that somehow the left and the right, they both hate equally. Both of them want to intern people. Both of them believe that some people don't deserve rights. And I want to play this because this was a very awkward moment. I'm a stand-up comedian.
That are wrong.
No,
Bernie agrees with my positions 100%.
Wait,
so
who?
What you described about Bernie is exactly me. And so that's why I'm like,
I am Bernie.
Has the same positions as me, the same idea, the same framing. In fact, he's agreed with Elon Musk on cutting the Pentagon in the exact same way that I have. And yet Bernie's an angel and I'm the devil. Like, that's crazy.
No one's saying that you're the devil.
That's crazy.
Bernie actually builds. He's not making the rounds. He's not making the rounds and not pushing back. He's not pushing back.
He published an op-ed in Fox News today. He makes the rounds exactly like I do. Exactly like I do.
Good. No, I think that's important. But honestly, Cenk, file your nails or something, because this was not good. This was not a good look during that conference.
I ask you guys something.
File your nails? Can someone explain that? I don't. Is that an Americanism? File your nails? Like, don't get me wrong. I know what the action is of literally putting a file, so you don't bite your nails. You trim them. You essentially grind them down. That, yeah. But as a phrase, I don't quite get that. Retract your claws. Being cat. Oh, is that what that is? Okay. Take a break, yes, girl. Fair enough.
I want to ask you guys something. Do you believe that trans Americans should have the same constitutional rights as all Americans to employment, health care, and housing? Constitutional rights.
Okay, Cenk, I'm a stand-up comic, so I listen to crowds regularly. I know when they are booing, groaning, or in this case, there is a whistle of disapproval, and I know when they are cheering. Now, let's play it again. They're not on board with trans people having the same constitutional rights.
I want to ask you guys something. Do you believe that trans Americans should have the same constitutional rights as all Americans to employment, health care, and housing? Constitutional rights.
Do you want me to translate?
You got like maybe like a sixth of the audience. There's a couple people clapping very. No, okay.
So,
and then
Randy, let's break it down.
This is the best. Wait, this is the best part. You got to keep watching because it's the best that like not only you get hung out to dry on this like can we all agree shtick that you're on, and they don't meet you,
God,
and then Charlie meets you with this
constitutional right to housing.
Wait, I love it.
Yeah, you got fucked, Cenk.
Constitutional right to housing.
So then he goes like, wait a minute, not only don't I not agree with you on the trans people, because he never answered it. He's like, actually, fuck your right to housing anyway. And I know that's not even what the Constitution says. It's just equal protection around housing, right? It doesn't say you have a right to housing. I wish it did. But like, it's just amazing to me. Like, do you see? And you look at him and there's a moment you're just kind of like, there's just this moment and it's just like, what are we doing, Jake? Like, what's going on here?
See, this is a great example. You're being so unbelievably unfair about that interaction. The reason I did that, Franny, and I knew I was taking a big risk.
You were.
Is because I wanted to try to get some of them because I've done it on other right-wing shows and it worked really well. It didn't work really well this time. That's why.
It didn't work really well this time, yeah, because there was an audience. Like, obviously the griftoids who you talk to in a studio might just generically agree, yeah, people deserve rights. The MAGA base don't agree with you, Cenk. They just don't. You lost. You're coping. This is sad.
Why it was a risk, but I challenged them on how trans people are like every American and they should have constitutional rights.
Well, let's watch.
And they disagree with you.
A little bit. Let's watch whether you did it. Let's watch whether you did it. Did you do it or not? Did you do it or not?
Important, and you're totally smearing me on a thing that is crazy.
I'm playing you the clip. I'm not smearing you. I'm literally playing the clip. Cenk, I'm playing the clip.
Will you let me talk? I said.
Ooh, you're smearing me. He's got the MAGA like fake victimhood thing down to a T. He's got that absolutely in spades.
I had the courage to challenge them on constitutional rights for trans people. You asked me to have the courage to challenge them.
You didn't challenge them. You said, can we all agree? You didn't say, like, you don't agree with this, that's wrong, and here's why, or whatever. You went, can we agree? Hoping that they would just agree. You didn't challenge them at all. And you didn't even challenge Charlie Kirk when he was like, actually, homelessness is fine, fuck you.
And now you're attacking me for it?
No, I'm not attacking you for it. I'm saying you have characterized this.
Look at this. They didn't agree with me.
No. I'm saying
you tried to get them to agree to constitutional rights. That's exactly what we should do. We should say trans people are just like every American citizens, and they should have constitutional rights. I go and have the courage to challenge that audience to that, and then
you had the courage. You're so brave, Cenk. You're so brave. Thank you, dear warrior, for the transoids.
Stop it.
Trans people.
Get some help.
Trans people, have you said your daily prayer of thanks to Cenk for his amazing bravery in going into the devil's den and fighting for your rights? Praise be upon him.
Do you want to make fun of it? Like
I'm saying.
Agree with you. What do you want? Do you want me to challenge him, or do you not want me to challenge him?
I want you to fuck off and die, but whatevs. Thank you, Kieran Saunders, for resubscribing 35 months. I'm a lefty, Kev watching, really watching the far left. Very much the case, yes. If someone wants to donate now, we'd get onto a hype train, which would then allow me to do the fingering thing. If someone wanted me to finger someone. I could finger, what's he called? Cenk died for your sins. He did. And then he rose again on a third day to cleanse the sins of all mankind. It's very true. Jimmy Carter, I could finger Jimmy Carter. Because this is the thing, Jimmy Carter, right, gets a lot of like positive press because post his presidency, he sort of largely went away and like did Habitat for Humanity and stuff like that, you know. He went, let's get the best PR we can. Awesome. But people forget
he's a stiff dick of poop.
that he like armed El Salvadoran rebels and all of that. Like there were various horrific genocides he was involved with, albeit sort of tangentially, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. I offer my orifices as tribute. There you go, Fagoat. I mean, I'll be honest with you, you are not dead or a fascist, so I won't be fingering you for money. I might do it for free. That's possible. Thank you to... What happened? Thank you, Bilderberg, for gifting a sub to Minty Treasure. Thank you, Kieran, who says, finger Cenk's integrity because it's now clearly dead. That is very true. His integrity died on stage with Charlie Kirk. Thank you, Anonymous Gifteroid, for gifting a sub to Jim My Carter. Or just Jimmy Carter, I suppose. Ow, fucking eat my absolute ball bag. Fuck off. Oh. Honestly, New Year's resolution, find a more permanent way of setting that light up. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'll need to do something, because this is ridiculous. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, bits and subs, if we get to level 2 of the hype train, I will finger Cenk's integrity. Because it is dead. Also, a thing I'm thinking of doing.
The return of the sausages.
The last of my bits for a kitty bonk. Give Kevin your money, dinero, Luca, and cash.
Very much so. Thank you, Wayward Historian. Best person on this channel. Fact. Another thing I'm possibly going to do on Wednesday, I might ring into LBC, which is the radio station here in the UK where, you know, James O'Brien's on it and all of that. But on Wednesday, specifically between 10 AM and 1 PM, a certain Mr. Jonathan Ashworth, who regular viewers will realise is a massive loser. Loser! Boom! Yeah. And I might ring into him. The thing is, I'm not going to like broadcast that live, because like it might not happen and that could be quite boring. But if it does happen, I'll sort of bring that up on Wednesday, maybe. It's Fintegrity time, true. Also, what shall I do? For a goal on the YouTubes. Let's go for a goal on the YouTubes. What should we do? Okay. What I'll do this right. Give me a word to use in convo with Ashworth. So, what I will do, and don't make it a weird word like cunnilingus or something weird, like an actual word I can use, but a secret word that you will have donated money to make me say. So if I do get through to Jonathan Ashworth on Wednesday, you can suggest a special word that I will insert into that conversation at some point. But again, don't make it too mental. Where is his favourite opticians? Well, like I say, I will be bringing that up if he, you know, does the thing. But maybe it's possible he doesn't want to talk to me. Yeah. At least record it on your end, even if you don't stream. Oh, well, that's exactly what I'll do. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I'll be recording it, and we can watch through it or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
So make up your mind.
It was a big swing. You agreed that it was a little bit of a miss, and I think.
And by the way, you're not exactly right about that either. So I was in the room. 2/3 of them cheered. 1/3 of them clearly.
2/3. You think that smattering of applause is 2/3? Shut the fuck up.
He did not. And groaned and cheered.
The people who were cheering were not mic'd properly. I understand. Look. It was a swing. It's good you asked, but I didn't think that you really had like a save for that, because I think you were like you actually gave them credit for the few people that agreed, and meanwhile, Cenk, you you have so much disdain for our side. If I say, hey, I believe trans people should play in sports, you have so much disdain. You get so mad. But
the maximalist left, they're evil. That's what he sounds like. Fact. We need a bit of the coping song. True. Thank you for a bitty bit, Swirly Girl.
Here you are, and here is
Hype
what
train's
you say.
still going, peeps.
Constitutional right to housing.
Okay, so I hear you. What I got out of that, guys.
I'm just trying to be the interpreter.
Yeah. No, there was a lot of applause and there was some consternation, right? I'll take it. It's a start. It's a start.
I'll take it. You will definitely take it, won't you?
So, guys, when we can even disagree about what's constitutional, Second Amendment, housing, etc. But just let's treat everyone as Americans. And I say that to the right, and I say it to the left.
Sure.
Okay, so you know
When's the last time they heard that message? Never.
Thank you for. You don't know. I guess thank you, but you have so much grace for people who really were groaning and not on board with what you said.
When did I say I have grace for that?
I mean, no. You said it right there. You said, "Hey, I'll take it," and it was.
Yeah, you said, "I hear you." Jesus Christ.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Was like, this is what we got to do.
2/3 of the room said, "Yay, trans constitutional rights." When's the last time 2/3 of AmFest
why do you not extend the same grace to so-called radical leftists?
I'm really glad we're back to this, Franny, because this is important. And we mentioned in the beginning, and I wanted to come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, having grace for the left, I run the network, and everybody gets to have their own opinion. Everybody gets to fight me. Everybody gets to state their own opinion without any.
Can I fight you? Like Greco-Roman wrestling? Wrestling.
Editorial control. First of all,
you do go ballistic on them like you went ballistic on me earlier.
Yeah,
you do get, and you
you
always say, "You're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong."
Yeah,
you want me to do that?
I
I can do it. You're wrong. You're an idiot. You're wrong. We can do it. We know what you do when you disagree. It's not. I'll take it.
Hold on.
I'll
this
take
is super
it.
important for the audience to know. But so we fight, right? When we disagree, I say you're wrong, you say I'm wrong. But is there any consequences afterwards? Do I then threaten your job? Do I take people off the air?
Well, if they try and form a union, yes.
I barely have a job with y'all, but look, first of all, we rarely ever. Back to what I'm saying, Cenk. Who's your main co-host?
Anna, on the Young Turks.
When you say
there's like over 24 Young Turks contributors and hosts.
I know, I understand that.
So okay, but
I'm trying to tell you that there is in fact, Cenk, let's just be real. We said this privately. I'll say it publicly now. About a year ago, around the time of the trans stuff and the trans sports stuff, you said to me, "Hey, Francesca, just so you know," and I don't think it's not a secret, but you didn't tell the audience.
Cenk is the centrist Alex Jones. That's not a bad show, actually. Yeah. Thank you everyone for the hype train. Much love. We've still yet to reach our goal on the YouTubes. Someone can make that happen, I'm sure. You're beautiful people. You wouldn't want to disappoint Daddy now, would you? Oink oink.
It was like, hey, just, like TYT main show is kind of like mainstream progressives. Like, that's sort of what we want to be. And, we're more mainstream, just so you know. We're like moderate.
Is Cenk crying? I don't think so. I think probably the lights reflecting back off his eyes that make it look watery. Also, he might be high. I don't know.
Progressives kind of thing. And I was like, okay. And then I said to you, why don't we have a debate? Like, why don't you bring John and I on? We debate, you and Anna. We could talk about trans issues. We could talk about, crime. We could talk about all the things.
He did it with Lance. What did he do with Lance?
Things that always, get under our skirts. Like, we could talk about that stuff. And that was, you didn't seem that very excited about that.
Franny, that is a crazy standard. So, first of all...
Standard? No, I'm just being honest. Just to say, we've never had that space.
Can I answer? Okay.
Are you mad someone's talking too much? Is Cenk Uygur mad someone else is talking too much?
So when do I get animated? When people cut me off. That's what drives me crazy. Okay. So now, the thing that you just said that was our private conversation, I literally said at the very beginning of this broadcast. Okay. So I said, populist establishment is one spectrum, and we're on the extreme end of populism. Left-right spectrum is different, and we're not on the extreme of the left. I said we're kind of in the middle, not the moderate BS that the mainstream media does, right? Oh, Joe Manchin is moderate. No, he's not. Joe Biden and Mitch McConnell are moderate. No, they're not. They're radical corporatists, okay? They've perverted the word, okay? So, but am I in the center of the left?
Did he do, oh my god, did he scream about how he made Lance? Was Lance ever on the Young Turks? Was he actually on the Young Turks ever? Or did we just get interviewed on it? I don't know. Genuine question, does Cenk have a problem talking with women? I don't necessarily think so. Like, he can come across as a bit of a problem. In terms of his, like, aggressiveness. And I think, actually, to a degree, I think I have a similar problem. When you're a dude who speaks in a kind of more, not necessarily even just aggressive, fucking light, you cunt! Oh. Anyway, when you're a duderino and you speak maybe loudly and sometimes you shout and you maybe swear sometimes and you can be quite verbally aggressive, even if you do that equally across like gender, so let's say regardless of who you're speaking to, you do that. When you're speaking to a duderino who can either match you verbally or even if they don't, they seem more like they can handle that shit. Like, you're not necessarily bullying them. You're sort of used to that. Whereas when you're speaking to a woman, it can appear to be that way. Actually, there was a similar problem with the early leaders of the Labour Party during the early years of Margaret Thatcher's leadership, because they'd never had to deal with speaking to a woman as like the leader of the opposite party. They found it very difficult because they found out in sort of testing that speaking aggressively to her made people feel like you were bullying her, or like being, you know, in the kind of paternalistically sexist sense, you know. Whereas if you didn't go if you didn't like attack her at all, you just essentially let her away with it. So it was sort of difficult for them to draw that balance. And I think Cenk has a similar issue here, really. Thank you, Katie Marshall, with £2, who says, secret word, Bangladeshi. Okay. That is a weird word in any other context, really, like in a political discussion. But considering that he did happily attack the Bangladeshi community, I will absolutely bring up the word Bangladeshi. Should I be able to get on and speak with him? That is an amazing word, thank you. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yes, I'm in the center of the left, and so is Anna. So, like, people catch feelings over that, but the polling shows it, elections show it, everything shows we're in the center of the left. And I'm proud to be there. I don't want to be on the far left.
I don't think...
But I don't block anyone from being on the far left. And we've had thousands of conversations, and the reason why I'm saying your standard is unfair is you're saying you and John were not involved in those debates, but I've had those debates on there, and I'll have more. I don't care. I'm not shy about it at all. Do I look shy about debating or discussing? So if you want to have another one on the Young Turks, me and you, at the 5 o'clock hour or whatever it might be, because 3 to 5, so I'm saying Pacific time. Everybody knows Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern, we do the show. And that's a news show. So we go through the news items, right? But now sometimes what we're doing is at 5 o'clock, we're having guests on for longer conversations.
Yeah, I don't feel like I need to repeat myself constantly, but he's not on the left. Like, he's just not.
So if more progressives that are on the just as populist as us or somewhere else on the populist spectrum, but to the left of us on that spectrum want to come on, great. I believe in my opinions 100%. I'm here to defend it. That's why I'm on this show. So, but what gets me animated is when others say, no, Cenk, you are not allowed to have that opinion. I give everybody the space to have their own opinion.
Who the fuck is saying you can't have an opinion? No one is saying you are not entitled to your opinion. They're saying if you hold these opinions, you aren't a part of this thing anymore. It's about like definitions ultimately, which can be kind of nebulous and annoying and not necessarily always very useful. It's why I don't use the word communist, for instance, because I don't think it has any real use value in the modern world. Post-Cold War, what does being a communist mean? I don't fucking know. It's sort of pointless. So I don't bother using the phrase either for myself or for anyone else, really. I just don't think it's very useful. So there is a problem with definitions. But ultimately, this is even simpler because it's a much broader definition. So, the left, which can encompass a series of different political positions. But if you hold positions over there that aren't even in this range of things, you aren't on the left anymore. Maybe you were once upon a time, but you're certainly not now. That's the point. You can have different opinions. Charlie Kirk, for instance, has different opinions, and he's entitled to those different opinions. He's a cunt, but he's entitled to them. He's not on the left. The fact that you rode his dick means you're sort of over there too, right? So you're not on the left. That's the point. Have at it. Go hog wild with your stupid opinions. But don't pretend that you're with me when you hold those stupid opinions. 'Cause you're not. US first, what the fuck? US first in Panama. Oh, hang on, what the fuck is this? US first in Panama's ambassador pushing the will to return the canals green. What the fuck is that sentence? I presume this is translated from a foreign language or something, because it's got big Japanglish vibes. US first in Panama's ambassador pushing the will to return the canals Greenland-owned Denmark targets. The residents want to come to US too. Mocking at Prime Minister Trudeau of Canada, the 51st state will be tax-free. Expanded the impact of economic and military areas. What? That has to be translated from a different language, right? From Korean, presumably, because of the .kr. Anyway, yeah, fuck Trump.
And I run the network. But Jake, you, even though you run the network, even if you didn't run the network, you're not allowed to have that opinion because that opinion aids and abets racist, sexist, whatever excuse we're using. But you're not allowed to have it as an immoral opinion, and you're not. And I do not agree to that.
I've been an example for the last hour of trying to hear you out on your opinion on all of this, and I feel like I've gotten, when the converse happens, and I explain that I think that there's a fine line between being anti-establishment and fascistic. There's a fine line between being populist and, yeah, pro-authoritarian. That so many throughout history, authoritarians, Mussolini, have been massive populists. They were.
Someone check the 707. Did it happen yet? Did they give me the thingamajig? Hang on a minute. Where are we? Emotes. Have they given me permission for the 707 yet? I can't see it. Did it get rejected? No, there it is. Hang on. Recent uploads. I don't know if it's... Is it working? Did they reject it or what? Hang on, let me go back to chat. Let me check my 707 status. My status. Did they reject it or something? They must have rejected it, I think. Maybe? Because it's not there. Hang on. I'll try re-uploading it again. That's annoying. Rarely do you get a Mussolini. Rarely do you get a Mussolini reference in the wild that I haven't shoehorned in there so we can do a 707 bit. So I'll try again. And it's a good emote too. Look, I'll just show you what it is, right? So there it is. Boom. Designed by, oh god. Who was the person again? Wayward will know. I apologize, but thank you for that. And it's that. Look at that. That's fucking dope, right? It's a 707 swirling around in that. It's fucking beautiful. Anyway, I'll try uploading it again. But have we already done 707? I don't know. I'll just put lol. Fuck it. Upload. Oh no, it's still pending. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, so we're going to have two of them, apparently, if they go through. Why didn't it tell me it was pending before? Oh, I don't fucking know. Hatter Hair. Thank you for the 707 emo. I'm bad at this. Apologies.
Were loved and liked, so long as certain groups of people weren't included in that populism. And I think there's a better way to do populism. And so
okay,
here's
you
the
tell me, Franny, what's your genius idea for how to win the voters back without ever talking to them?
Well, here's my genius idea. Let's just say, okay, just imagine you had...
Jesus Christ, he literally, this is why I call him Dave Rubin. This is why I'm referring to him as the new Dave Rubin, because he's literally just doing that straw man of leftism. You don't want to talk to anybody, you just want to call them a fascist. When did she ever say that? When did she ever even fucking insinuate that that's what she wanted to do? You just posted all of the tier 1 emotes. So 707 is not there yet. It should do though, because it's not like it's the least offensive thing imaginable. I've seen actual guillotine memes that got passed and are like a thing. Which, don't get me wrong, I don't think they should be banned either, but like, if you're going to allow guillotine memes, this is just a random number.
The biggest YouTube channel for, you know, progressive media. Just imagine you had that. And you had a massive failure in the Democratic establishment. Kamala Harris gets her ass handed to her, Biden didn't drop out, and people are scrambling. They're running like, you know, rats off a sinking ship.
Yeah, there you go, literally. Elliot woman, just above your comment is there, that's the Gremlo chop emote, which again shouldn't be banned, not at all. I think it's quite funny, but like, if that's going to be allowed, surely mine has to be allowed. What's this one? Lucid's got an animated slidey one with a smiley uwu face. Fuck yes. To hit for a new emo. Yeah, they probably do take a little bit of time, yeah. Luigi next to a guillotine for sure. There's no way some people haven't tried to get away with Luigi emotes right now, right? Like, I imagine, I don't check these things. Oh, you fucking little cunt. You fucking cunt. I'm gonna fucking stab you. I'm gonna stab you to death, you prick. I don't want to do this anymore. I should make that into a noise alert. I should. I imagine leftists are putting like Mario, Luigi, like drawings or whatever as emotes recently, because it's just Luigi, right? It's just Luigi from the Mario Brothers. Right? It's fine. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like that thing. I imagine they must be doing that. Adrian Vixen got banned for a Luigi emote. What the fuck? She got banned? How long did she get? Was it like a 2-weeker or something like that? That's fucked up. Yeah, Lamp 7 Kev nil. That is true. Better TV removed them. Oh, what a bunch of fucking pussies. That's embarrassing. What an absolute bag of minges. She got permed. Oh, fuck that noise. She got permed for a Luigi. Now, was it a Luigi emote as in literally the character from the Mario Kart or Mario, you know, Super Mario Brothers extended universe? Or was it like Luigi Mangione? Wouldn't it be a box of minges? No, it would not. It's a bag of minges. Shut up, Elliot. Kevin's astronaut down, literally. For promoting Nintendo. Yeah, it might have been commercial, yeah. Yeah, imagine that. It was for copyright because she didn't own the fucking rights to Mario. You don't have the image rights for an Italian plumber. I'm hoping it's Rory Katz haunting you with the light thing. That would be funny to see. I'd like to think that Rory Katz is still slightly messing with me, stealing socks and such. But it's actually just because I kicked the wire. Because the wire leads to the same plugs that I plug everything into down there. Which means if I move my leg forward and then up, I get underneath the wire and then it pulls and it tugs it. It's very annoying. What I should do, really, would be much better, is if I could, but I'm lazy, is just to put the wire in, put the plug in, and then wire it through there's like a stanchiony bit for the table. And if I just did it around that, I wouldn't be kicking the wire anymore. But that would take like 4 seconds at most to do. And I just don't have that kind of energy right now. You know? My kids call ninjas minjas. It's very cute. Your children are delightfully stupid, Raven, because that's not what those words are. You have taught them poorly, and I appreciate that. Or tape over the wire. Again, that would take several seconds to do. So I can't, you know. Twitch banned me permanently for an emote, apparently showing Luigi Mangioni's face is oh, so it was actually his face. Right. That's actually a super cute emote as well. I can't really put it on screen because I don't want to get permed, but it is there in chat if you wanted to go and see it. And that's fucked up. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't be banning someone for that dumb shit. Especially not perma. Jesus Christ. It'd be awful if people reposted this with his image. Very terrifying. Yeah, that's silly. That's very silly. Also, the wire thing is a good bit. Yeah, it's a good bit when I get legitimately angry and start swearing at a fucking inanimate object. That's comedic gold for me. That's the best content I produce. See, I'm a lightweight political commentator. Quite literally, a lightweight political commentator. Because it's a light. See what I've done there? Light. Because I am fucking clever. Honestly, you should be very grateful to exist at the same time as I do. Thank you, Zakat, for resubscribing with Prime. Much love to you, friend. Everyone go and follow Zakat. They're Australian, but don't hold that against them. Also, that test match was fucking mental. 7 wickets in the final session. Crazy. Lots of emotes got chopped. That will happen on occasion. BS. You're heavyweight at least. That is true. I am a fat cunt. That is correct.
Shit from MSNBC, from Pod Save America, and all these Beltway bros that lied to them about the Democratic Party having this in the bag, knowing what they were doing, that never talked about capitalism, that never talked about corporate donors, that never talked about any of that stuff. And I would love, if I had a network, to be the place where people from the center left, or liberals, the wicked liberals, to come over and say, hey, let's think systematically about this. Let's think long-term about
Hello, Mouselander. Everyone go and follow Mouselander immediately.
This. Let's think about political revolution. Let's think about getting serious about the 99% against the 1%. That's what I would do.
That's exactly what I'm doing. So you're welcome. I explained exactly.
I don't.
Hold on. Let me.
You aren't doing that, Cenk. Just saying I'm doing that whilst not doing that is not doing that.
I don't see you doing that.
No, you're wrong. Again, you're wrong. So I explained how Pod Save America and The View and Morning Joe were so full of crap, pretending that they knew all along that Joe Biden had trouble. Then why didn't you say it, you liars? Why did you protect them all along?
To be fair, I was saying it all along. Even though I caught flack from people in my chat, not naming any names, just saying, I said that Joe Biden needed to drop out. Like, literally, I think as we were live watching the... actually, will we be live watching, or was it the day after? Whatever. When we were watching the debate, him versus Trump, and he could, like, barely keep his fucking eyelids up, I was literally saying, like, this guy needs to be, like, old yellowed. Not literally, of course. But he needs to be metaphorically put out to pasture. And I copped some flack, some backlash from certain people, not naming any names. But you know, I was on that shit. I roll my eyes anytime anyone says revolution, but not kevolution, because kevolution is fucking awesome. It's like revolution, but with far more sex. Kev just got through about the New Year's honours list. Would you like the top 2 names? Please do drop a link in the chat to the thing. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. IRI. Ooh, what the fuck is this? Oh no, this is so beautiful because it sums up the fascist, the modern young fascist. Karl Marx was a brutal dictator who killed millions. How can you still support him today? Karl Marx, where did you get that from? Europa, the last battle. Oh no. Oh. You can tell the people who like get their politics from like some fucking turn-based history game where you take over Europe, and it's called like Europa Civalis or something like that. These people are amazing. These people are amazing. Baron, it's basically fascists getting their ideas of like politics from video games. Yeah, Hearts of Iron, those kind of fucking games. Which aren't in of themselves necessarily awful games, I don't think, but, you know. But it's also like, you know, don't get your politics from it. Europa, the last battle is 10-part neo-Nazi propaganda. Is it really? Oh, okay. What's your opinion on Thunderfoot? I don't really know a lot about him anymore. I used to not like him a lot, but I don't know anything about his content anymore, so I can't really tell you, Zara. I imagine he's probably still a bit of a prick, but I don't know. The leopard rarely changes its spots quite so radically, but he could be okay. I don't know. It's in the chat. Oh, okay. 1 second. By the way, thank you, Elliot, for the bitty bits and this screenshot. Let's try and get through some of this, shall we?
Ran against Joe Biden. I did a petition against Joe Biden. I said we should do an open primary. My number one motivating factor is to find a populist left figure that wins that 2028 primary. That is the most important thing in the world. And now you've got me scared, Franny, that all of a sudden, like, if the far left peels off and goes and agrees with the establishment and votes with them, I will lose my freaking mind. It will be the greatest betrayal of this movement that I have ever seen. So I am massively against
I don't think you consider...
Okay, so the New Year's honours list has come out. Gareth Southgate, Stephen Fry, fuck's sake, and Keely Hodgkinson, whoever the fuck that is. Who is this person? Should I know who this person is? They look vaguely familiar, but I don't know their name. She won the gold medal. Yeah, sports personality, etc. Yeah. Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan. West Midlands Mayor Andy Street. Well, Labour MP Emily Thornberry is going to be made a dame. Jesus Christ. Alan Titchmarsh. Anyone particularly awful? Stephen Fry's obviously a piece of shit. Sarah Lancashire, that's okay, yeah. No, not a problem with that. Joan Lockley, who set up West Midlands Hedgehog Rescue, that's dope. Jacqueline Wilson, don't know who the fuck any of these are. The wrongfully convicted sub-postmasters, okay. Olympic medalists, domestic violence and abuse campaigners, which like would hold some water if the person giving out these awards, the king, if his brother wasn't a pederast who he's protecting, you know. But anyway, yeah, fuck Stephen Fry, and Gareth Southgate played some of the most boring football that I've ever watched. And yesterday I watched Birmingham City draw 0-0 at home. So, like, that's saying something. That's saying something.
On the left should be massively against the establishment. So what you're using is fear of the right-wing populism going south on us, which is a real fear, which I'm trying to guard against, to say, like, to now all of a sudden, like...
Yeah, exactly. Going south. It's not going south. It lives in the south. It is the south. What are you talking about? It's entirely of the South. It's not going anywhere. It is there. I'm still going to avoid watching Thunderfoot. Thunderfoot acknowledged going down the wrong path and has basically stayed away from subjects not named Elon Musk. Really? Okay. You've piqued my interest. I genuinely haven't watched a single Thunderfoot video in a million years. Literally a million years. If not more. In infinity. And trust me, I counted. Let's have a look. So, SpaceX big goals. I know he doesn't like Elon Musk. That's not a new thing. Welcome to American idiocracy. Okay. Broken Trump limps to the finish line. Trump delivers devastating news. So yeah, it's mostly Elon Musk is a prick type stuff. When was the last time he did like a woke is bad type thing? It's literally basically all Elon Musk content for the last year. Okay. Busted, Elon Musk. Our future, you'll see explained. Iconic destruction, Elon Musk. Brexit, Independence Day live stream. Okay, that's interesting. I thought he was anti-Brexit, wasn't he?
Ladies and gentlemen, dare to dream that the dawn is breaking on an independent, united kingdom.
The long-promised tidal wave of Brexit benefits peaked with blue passports and now seems to be petering into a putrid puddle.
Okay, so yeah, he's still anti-Brexit. That's good. Brexit. Not Brexit, sorry, Elon Musk. Go back to Elon Musk. We're going back 2 years and I can't see any like anti-woke stuff. The cult of Elon Musk. Yeah, I genuinely can't see anything. Okay, cool. You know what then? Cautious. Not thumbs up necessarily, but like a okay, maybe they're not totally awful. I don't know. Wasn't this literally you? What's?
Hello there. My name's Thunderfoot.
Oh my god! What the fuck? Yeah, that is me from a million years ago. Fuck! Where did you dig this up from? That's amazing. Yeah. I did loads of videos. Well, not loads, but I did several videos about him being a prick.
Hello there. My name's Thunderfoot, and I'm a scientist. Just in case you didn't hear me the first 20,000 fucking times I said it.
Fear the neck!
Now people, get ready for some serious mind rape. Sorry, did I say rape? I meant, of course, bad sex. Now recently, I tweeted
that was, by the way, I should explain that joke. He describes, he said, oh, it's not rape, sometimes it's just bad sex. That's the thing he said.
This video. It's called The Transgender, Normalizing Mental Illness. Not just that, I put it into my favourites list because I just thought it was so damn sexy. Now, you might be saying, Filippo, transgenderism is not
Filippo,
you bigoted twat. But that's where you're wrong, because I'm a scientist and therefore I'm right about fucking everything. Even when my incredibly uninformed and uneducated views conflict with the majority of scientists in the relevant fields. Logic! Now, the video in question was made by Black Pigeon Speaks, who is definitely not a disgustingly hateful pile of donkey smegma. Seriously, it definitely wouldn't be a better contribution to public discourse to upload videos of an actual black pigeon randomly shitting everywhere and pecking at stale breadcrumbs in the fucking street. I repeat, that would definitely not be the case. Anyway, his video contains such obviously not hateful, bigoted nuggets like these.
You can have a community of the afflicted, of sufferers looking to overcome their illness. But if you indulge a mental illness as an identity, all you're doing is propagating the illness. And being transgender is a mental illness. The real controversy, as I see it, lies with people that try to proselytize to the masses on the virtue, dignity, and right for individuals to choose the life of a transgender. Real treatment
of
is possible,
a transgender.
But it involves treating the problem,
a transgender,
not agreeing with the mental patient, and everyone pretending that the voices are real. The key is to treat transgenderism as a mental illness and not to indulge it.
Which it isn't.
Now, even the US has joined most other NATO member countries and allows the transgendered to serve openly in the military. House Minority Leader...
I am very proud of my life's work. All of these videos are like gone now, basically, I think.
Nancy Pelosi
I don't know how
supported the
this is
elimination of rules that ban transgendered people from openly serving in the military, as she believes there is no place for discrimination in the U.S. Armed Forces. How is handing an alcoholic a bottle of gin humane? How is handing a drug addict an 8-ball of coke humane? How is giving these people expensive surgeries and hormones
expensive
that further corrupt their already
surgeries
troubled minds humane?
Now, I tweeted this video out and put it into my favourites list, so clearly I agree with this shit. And people say that I'm a massively transphobic prick, but that can't possibly be true, because a phobia is an irrational fear, and I've already declared myself to be a rationalist, and therefore I'm incapable of any irrationality whatsoever. And let's just conveniently ignore the fact that there have been many, many, many fucking times that I've failed to live up to that tag, and showed breathtaking irrationality, ignorance, and science denialism, all in the aid of my preconceived and backward ideology. Because, you know, reasons and stuff. Science be praised!
Yeah. That was a video I put up a million years ago. Thank you. That was a walk down memory lane. Oh yeah, the Pearlists. Was it physical evidence and reasoned logic? Oh God. Honestly, new atheism was a crime. Fucking crime.
So, but no, the establishment's horrible. It's horrible. I'm not going back in that prison. I'd rather be in the populous woods with real human beings fighting and battling and trying to get to the right answer and the right coalitions than to be in an establishment prison where we're now locked up by Mitch McConnell and goddamn Dick Cheney and Joe Biden and Pelosi, and we're marched back into let it continue the robbery. Thank you, sir, for the robbery. We appreciate your stupid
and the right's
robbery.
not robbing people.
So,
the right doesn't rob people.
So no, but look at that, Franny. Look at what you're saying. I just said 200 times in this interview that Trump's a fake populist and there's going to be a huge
concretely.
robbery.
I don't know who you're talking.
Right, but this is the thing. When you had the opportunity to tell Turning Point that Trump was a fake populist, you didn't. When you had the opportunity to tell all of these motherfuckers that was the case, you didn't. You have been tweeting out incessantly about how you're optimistic, even though you think he's a fake populist. So why are you optimistic, Cenk?
About concretely. No. I'm just like let me just say how I see it. Just you've explained how you see it. So I've been covering Trump since 2016. We covered his rise. One of the big videos we did in AJ Plus was like, why do people like Trump, right? And everyone was like,
AJ
no,
Plus,
we have to talk about why people like Trump, and it's so obvious. The outsider tells it like it is, very direct, you know, not afraid to upset, you know, the normal establishment order of like you gotta be a politician, you gotta be this. Of course, there's a million. He's kind of funny. There's a million reasons, and you know. Right, and there's a million reasons why people like him, and yet obviously there is a massive danger. My brain just made the biggest fart noise on me, and I do not remember exactly what I was saying. But
that's okay. So
no.
Yeah.
You're right. You say something.
Yeah. So Franny, look, it's when I talk about people attacking us, I want to be clear about this because it's really. Yeah.
Okay, wait. You say it really quickly.
Yeah,
I remember.
You were more lyrical back then. Well, to be fair, I was acting. And to be fair, also, that was the script. Whereas now, I'm just sort of riffing off the top of my head. And I'm not acting, this is pure.
My analysis has always been, Donald Trump is a great brand master as an outsider. But he's a Trojan horse. That at the end of the day, even though Mitch McConnell, you know, says his bullshit and whatever,
How did they fall for the Trojan horse, by the way? Like, from a serious point of view, like, did they not go... Like, because presumably the lots and lots and lots of soldiers and all of their equipment must have made some noise. Like, one of them must have farted or something, you know what I mean? Like, did they not go, that's weird, did that big wooden horse just fart? Also, why would they bring a big wooden horse in? Like, what's the advantage of the big wooden horse? It's just a big fucking wooden horse. Who gives a shit? Why would you bring that into your city? It's silly. Anyway, and you'd go like, should we check the fucking noises of the... Like, I can hear people doing military shit inside the horse. Idiots. Because they're Vosh fan. Not cool. Not cool. No. They were horny for big wooden horses. True.
Of course he wants all the same things that Donald Trump wants. Trump is a brilliant Trojan horse for, yes, the establishment right. Look at all the neocons he's appointed. You know, I made a joke like, oh, all the cabinet positions are going to be, and yeah, you've got a random Kash Patel and whomever, but they're going to be the people commenting on his Truth Social. It's like, nah, he's picking Huckabee, he's picking Marco Rubio, he's got Elise Stefanik, he's all these people who we're going to be at war with Iran within a couple years. I have no doubts about that. So like, I truly, you know, unless again, his actual base is like, no, including us, like, I just feel like, is that not clear? I thought we were all clear that Trump was literally just a Trojan horse for establishment politics. It's as if Bernie Sanders said all the things and all the right things, but when got into office, you know, Nancy Pelosi's behind the curtain pulling the levers. Like, wasn't that just understood that that's who he was?
So no, it's more complicated than that. I agree with everything you said about Trump and why he got to be popular. He ran as anti-establishment.
Right.
As a fake populist, right?
Right.
And so that's what worked really well. Wouldn't it be amazing if we had a real populist on the left and ran on populist left? So I hope to God we all agree to that in the 2028 primaries. So in terms of the part that I don't quite agree on the Trojan horse, you're right. That's all he's done so far. In the first term, he had 4 freaking years, and his number one and almost only accomplishment was corporate tax cuts. Massive corporate tax cuts. And in fact, on the Young Turks.
So why are you optimistic that he will do anything differently now?
Back then, I said, watch, the establishment is going to leave him the minute those tax cuts pass. I even named a name. I said Gary Cohn, his national economic advisor. Okay, he's going to leave right after the corporate tax cuts pass, because that was the Trojan horse part. So you're right about that, right? But Trump is uncontrollable. So that's why that's why the Mitch McConnell and the establishment fights against Trump during the primaries. They didn't want him because they want people that can be controlled. Trump is uncontrollable both in terrible ways and maybe potentially ways that could be positive, and that is why the establishment is scared to death of him. Is because they're like, well, what if he does things that are populist in the right direction? No, right? Now he hasn't yet, right? So, and the policy that you just mentioned, Franny, that's the one where the rubber hits the road. And so I am so curious what's going to happen. So Israel has absolute power at this point. And they believe, and they're drunk on power because they believe Trump is going to give them everything that they want. And in the beginning, he definitely will. That's why he nominated Team Miriam, as I explained earlier, Stefanik, Rubio, etc. Right? And so those guys will be our neocons. They will push for us to fund Israel's wars from here to eternity. If I am wrong, then there'll never be any pushback from the right-wing populists, the MAGA base, and they'll be like, "Oh, send all of our money to Israel."
Well, they might make noises, but they're not going to do anything about it. And ultimately, Trump is still going to give Israel everything it wants and then some. Just like he did in his first term.
Start more wars. Maybe we should fight the wars for Israel. And then I'll come on your show and go on.
Like, Trump has literally already said, Israel first. He literally said that they should put Israel's safety, or whatever the fuck the phrase was, above everything. So he's not even America first. He's literally Israel first.
Say, guys, I was wrong. No, it turns out the right-wing populists, they weren't anti-war. They were just cultists, right? Or I'll be right, and some portion of that base will go, no, we're sick of funding Israel's wars. Not that they care about Muslims. I mean, Tucker's a good example of it. He turned on the Iraq war a year into the war, and he explained on a radio show, he's like, because these Iraqi Arab Muslims are monkeys, and I don't care about them.
Yeah,
so he doesn't do it with good intent
Sure.
or anything positive in his heart, but they genuinely want to get the hell out of wars, right?
Yes.
So if I'm right, when Trump pushes too far on Israel, they're going to push back. And so that's a great...
Oh my God. Could someone clip that bit of him saying that? Because there's absolutely no fucking way in this world that that's true. That they're going to push back and stop him on Israel. Most of his people are evangelical fuckheads who themselves believe in Zionism. Or are Zionists or whatever, you know what I mean? Like they're Zionist adjacent in terms of their political, geostrategic positions.
Great mystery.
I want to
with our own eyes.
Yes, and I want to say, for the record, I'm not against. Here's what I'm not against: bringing those people into the fold of a broad progressive coalition that includes everyone. So and does. However, if those folks are also like, yeah, because there's already too many Muslims here, right, guys? That's something that I have a line around, but that's not to say, especially if it's some random uninformed voter who's just like racist by, just sort of not genetically, but like their dad was a racist, so they are a little bit, whatever. Like those people, those people can be worked on. I do think for me.
Yeah, white people are kind of inherently racist. That is true. You're kind of born with a racism gene. It's the white thing. And people say white people don't have a culture. Ugh, crazy.
This is what a broad coalition looks like, but there are lines, and that line for me is respecting human rights and civil rights of your fellow Americans, which I think you're trying to get to. But I do want to ask, we all hate Mika Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough, but like in practice, is what you're doing that different from like...
Oh! Get down, bitch. She just absolutely slapped him.
If you were to get invited to Mar-a-Lago, Cenk, wouldn't you go?
Oh, I would definitely go. And so,
Of course you would, and you'd kiss his ring. And the one on his hand.
so
open lines of discussion.
Yeah, so good question. So let me address it. So Mika and Joe were very clear. They said we went down there because we're scared, and they wanted to court power and get access again. So to me,
I got chocolate.
What is that about? That's about their ego. That's about their career. That's about their money, etc. For me, why would I go to Mar-a-Lago? Well, I'm not going to ask for any money. I never do. I don't. That's not what I do. And I don't care about their positions. I don't
Exactly. You've already got polymarket money.
want to be in the Trump administration. I don't care about any of that. What do I care about? I care about policy. So I believe that if I'm in a room with Trump, I can convince him on at least one policy. Okay. And I know no one believes that, but just put me in a room.
You want to share? There you go. Nom, 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 nom.
With him. Okay. And I'm not going to walk out of and if he says no to the policy, right, then I'm gone. Then I gave it my best shot and it didn't work. Okay. But at least I tried. At least I tried really hard to move that.
Major chocolate. Oh, yeah. I was drunk last night and I typed in, was it Major Bubage into the Discord, and I don't remember doing it. I don't remember. I did, though. Pork markets or poly markets? Yes.
Ship in the right direction. Remember, Trump likes to be popular. So that is a place where you could show him, hey, look at these populist positions, economically populist positions, which are overwhelmingly popular. Do that. So a good example is cut the Pentagon instead of cutting Medicare, right?
What do you think the probability?
Did he cut the Pentagon in his first term, or did he massively expand it? You twat.
I want to ask you a question. What do you think under Doge? What is the probability that?
Although it would be funny if under Doge, if Elon Musk does try and cut the Pentagon, because they will kill him. Like, if he tries to get, like, it doesn't matter how rich you are. There are powers that be that are beyond you. If he tries to cut the Pentagon and, like, seriously impinge, not just, like, tinker at the edges, but, like, really seriously affect their budgets, he'll fall out of a window. Or have a drug overdose. Because no one, like, if you found out tomorrow he had, like, a fucking benzo overdose or some shit, would you be surprised? If he was coked off his tits and drove a car off a fucking bridge by accident or something, would you be, like, remotely like, oh my god, I didn't see this coming? No. So the Pentagon could absolutely do him in, and no one would bat an eyelid. It'd be fine.
The Pentagon is cut versus what every single Republican ultimately wants, and that's why this guy is their Trojan horse, cutting Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Like, what's the probability they actually cut the Pentagon instead? I'm giving it a 4% chance on Polymark.
That's four On Polymarket.
We
On Polymarket. You see, because you do a crypto gambling shill now. You see, Cenk? You're literally, you have Peter Thiel's hand inserted into your rectum, using you like a puppet. You see? Because the yeah. Anyway, I give it 4% less than she does, because it's not going to happen.
We should do a bet on there.
Let's do a bet.
So, no, I've got it at 20%. So not very high, but higher than what you got it at. 20% that they cut the Pentagon. So 80% that they won't. But now there's a fighter's chance that they do.
So a 20% chance that they assassinate him then. Okay. I like those odds.
In comparison, like they'd rather...
Hold on. What is the chance that they try to cut Medicare or Social Security? 60%. So that's still much more likely, right?
Yes.
And I've started to see and by the way, here's another reason to communicate. I now am seeing right-wing hosts talking about cutting Social Security. So they're coming for Social Security. I see them talking about arresting 2 people.
They've been coming for it for fucking 40 years, you prick.
So they, the 2 that they're most obsessed with, Fauci and Liz Cheney.
Yeah.
So that's real, and we got to stop that. I hate Liz Cheney, but you don't arrest her because you don't like her. That's not a thing. And in fact, I had a huge battle with Vinny, who's a right-wing populist that I agree with some issues on, but a huge battle on that on Patrick Bet-David's show last time.
Who's Vinny?
My brother, you need a crime to arrest people. She hurt my feelings is not a crime, right? She disagreed with Trump is not a crime.
I mean, it is now. I mean, Kash Patel, if you are a journalist or a pundit going on MSNBC and you say something about Kash Patel, he's going to send you a defamation, letter of defamation, whatever, a threat to sue him. And that's what's happening. I actually, and I do, here's lastly, do you have a second, a little bit more?
Yeah, and I want to say one last thing too, but go ahead, Brandon.
Okay, I just want to, because this, I think, was another moment on Patrick Bet-David's show that stung, and I appreciate that you got into it with Vinny. I'm not discrediting that. Again, I'm not saying all of these appearances have been 100% awful. I just feel there have been moments where you throw the left under the bus more than you push back on the right, and I...
Yeah, 100% he does, yeah.
You might disagree with the characterization. That's how I feel. This part stung for me.
Why do you think they're losing these names? Yeah, so everything's a little bit different.
And he's talking about like the Tulsi Gabbards and RFK Jr. and why the Democrats have lost those names.
Yeah.
Well, because they're grifting cunts like you, Cenk.
Is different. So Tulsi, I think, was always secretly a right-winger, but Bobby Kennedy Jr. was not. He was definitely a Democrat, right? And so he's a decent example. So Bobby has...
Well, in the same way that Fetterman used to be broadly left-wing and then had a stroke, and his brain died, and now he's a right-winger. RFK Jr. might have had reasonable politics at one point, and then a worm ate part of his brain, and he fucked a corpse of a bear that he then dumped in Central Park, and covered his daughter in the brain juices of a whale. That's a thing. Yeah. And now he's right-wing because his brain doesn't work anymore. His brain is broken, is the point I'm making.
Has opinions that a lot of people on the left don't agree with, right? To which I say something revolutionary to the left. So what? Okay, he agrees with us on the environment. He agrees with us on housing, on anti-corruption. He doesn't agree with us on vaccines, fluoride, etc., right?
Okay, I stopped it there.
Fluoride. So he might be fucking mental. He might be a mental piece of shit. Right? Who literally got people killed in was it American Samoa? One of the American islands, the American Virgin Islands or some shit like that. There was a fucking an outbreak of disease because of RFK. Like, for reals. Absolutely insane shit. Oh yeah, the whale story was hilarious. He went fishing, caught a whale, or there was a dead whale or whatever, I don't know. He literally sawed the head of the whale off, put it on the sort of top of the car, strapped it on, and then drove home with the head of a whale, and the brain juices when his daughter wound the window down to get some air in because it's middle of summer, and the brain juices all went like into the car all over her. She was the one telling the story that this happened, by the way. And she was telling that like that's a funny like family story. Like that's like everyone who doesn't have a story of your dad sawing a whale's head off on the beach. Perfectly normal. That's so normal. Who doesn't have a story like that? My dad used to box emus. Fuck it. Fucking insane.
There, because you talked about, giving him a fair shot in the primaries, which I actually agree with you about. However, I take issue with, so what? My daughter's 2. She's going to be going to preschool, then to kindergarten, then obviously in public school. So what for childhood vaccinations is truly whether or not my community and my family are safe or not.
Stop hiding behind your family because you care about them. Human shields, meh. Is what's going on in Cenk Uygur's mind right now. Because apparently if you care about your family, you're just using them as a human shield. Wow, he really has imbibed the Hasbro spirit.
Having RFK Jr. as the head of the HHS is wildly dangerous. And it's not a culture war issue, Cenk. I'm not saying he's not right on some things, but again, what's the probability that his HHS is going to do anything to rein in corporate power or regulate, the big R word, regulate any of the ways that they poison us? No, they're not going to do that. But
He's a useful idiot in the same way that Cenk is. Right? RFK has a certain following from, like, crazy cunts. And there's enough of a spillover of that into MAGA world that he's a useful idiot to have on board. He's not going to have any fucking power. He's not going to fucking regulate Big Pharma. Trump loves Big Pharma. Why do you think he's got fucking Vivek Ramaswamy in there? Fucking rug-pulling Big Pharma cunt bag. He's not going to fucking do anything.
what they will do is get rid of any vaccination requirements and just sow even more distrust in what has protected millions of people.
Yeah, so it's a fair question because you're misinterpreting what I mean by so what, but not on purpose. It's a miscommunication. So when I say so what, I don't mean, oh, it's no big deal, or that we shouldn't fight him as the head of HHS. I'm against him as being the head of HHS. I mean, so what is in so what? Then let's fight him on those things, right? So I wish he was the head of HUD, and then I would support him. He's great. He wants to ban private equity from buying our residential homes. Great, that's a great policy, right? But as the head of HHS.
Okay, but like, you didn't clarify that on the show, did you? You just went, so what? And let the right-wingers think that you meant, so what? It doesn't matter that he's anti-vax? Because that's your shell game that you're now playing? Trying to talk to both sides completely differently? Because you're a piece of shit and you're a liar?
HHS, I massively disagree with him, and I think that getting rid of vaccines is a very problematic and not a culture war issue. It's very real. That affects people's actual lives. And when vaccines are blocked, there was a story out of Pakistan. They thought it was like an American trick, and then they blocked the polio vaccine, and polio spread. And they were like, "No, sorry, come back!" Right? So that's what I mean by so what. So what? Let's fight him on it. Like, there's no that's partly what's wrong here, which is that we're thinking of them, us, and so if they're in the them, then we hate everything about them, right? And what I'm saying is, no, we don't have to hate everything about him. All we have to say is, so I don't agree with Bobby Kennedy on vaccines. So let's fight him and show that he's wrong, right?
Sure.
So there's nothing wrong with that.
That's all right. I'm willing to give you that. As we wrap, I do want to ask, do you think about how what you're doing reflects on TYT as a whole or on individual hosts at all? I personally feel implicated by a strategy.
Well, you are. If you still work for TYT, you can argue that there's something still redeemable about the network and that you being there is somehow still worthwhile. I would disagree, by the way, but you can make that argument. But there's no doubt you are somewhat implicated by this. Because this isn't just some rando saying this shit. This isn't like a minor contributor that's been on once or twice. This is like one of the two big honchos, the founders of it, the two faces of it, Cenk and Anna, both doing this why I left the left, right-wing grift shit. So if you're still at TYT, you have to sort of take that on a little bit. Now, to be fair, she is clearly, to some extent, pushing back on that. But, like, you are, to some extent, implicated in it. Yeah, 100%.
That I do disagree with. And
not 100% implicated, 100% that you are partially in, yeah. hopefully. Yeah.
Or do you think, well, I'm doing the right thing, so everything I do should reflect beautifully on everyone who works at TYT?
See, this is a way of getting me, like, saying, Cenk, you're out of bounds. You're implicating
I'm
me
not
with
trying-
a strategy
I'm
I
not-
don't agree with. Well, but what am I supposed to do? Not do the strategy I believe in because it might implicate people on the network?
I think I'm asking for empathy. I'm just asking for
out?
empathy, Cenk. It's just being a little empathetic.
No, I don't think that's about empathy. I think what you
No, you don't get empathy. Fuck you.
guys are asking for, and this is why I'm not on the far left, is you're saying, since we don't agree with your strategy and your strategy implicates us, you really, if you were empathetic and a good person, you wouldn't do your strategy.
I mean, kind of, in the sense that, like, if you were empathetic, you wouldn't be, like, stroking Tucker Carlson's dick. Not Tucker Carlson, Tiny Face. Charlie Kirk is the person I was thinking of.
And I don't agree. I think my strategy is way better and will protect all of us much better. And so I'm not going to purposely do the wrong strategy because it implicates people on the far left. If you say, hey, I'm so implicated, I'm going to leave. This is unconscionable to me, as some did. Great. I got no problems with it. Everybody makes their own choices, but I'm not pushing anybody out. You get this. Everybody gets to stay. Everybody gets to have their own opinion. They get to have it passionately. They get to fight me on it. They get to fight everyone on it. They get to make their case. I can't do any better than being super open-minded and allowing everybody to make their case. If you say, Cenk, you should make your case because some of us feel implicated by it, well, that's your problem, not mine.
Yeah, I mean, about that, I'm reminded of the book by, I think his name is Michael Schneider, on tyranny. And he wrote, it's like 20 lessons from the 20th century about authoritarianism and fascism. And one of the things that has come to mind when you say, my strategy will protect us, is he has this chapter, I'm going to bring it up, the first part of it called Do Not Obey in Advance. And he writes, most of the power of authoritarianism is freely given. In times like these, individuals think ahead about what a more repressive government will want and then offer themselves without being asked. A citizen who adapts in this way is teaching power what it can do. In other words, you don't have to do the sort of crackdown on the left around speech because I'm going to do it for you. Or you don't have to
But
come
I'm not
to me.
cracking down. Again, you're misstating it. I'm doing the exact opposite. You're cracking down by saying, Cenk, you're out of bounds, so you should stop with your stupid opinion. And because you're implicating me.
I feel
mean,
like there's
come on,
a
let's be
real,
honest with what you're saying.
Cenk, I feel like there's a real misunderstanding of power in your mind. And I don't know why.
I think you're hiding behind this power dynamic.
No, I'm being totally honest. I am a contributor to TYT. I go on every time you guys ask. I step in a pinch often. Sometimes I don't. I've been asked less and less as of late. Jordan has sort of eclipsed me. It's fine. I don't give a shit. But like I am but a mere contributor. I make very little.
To quote a great man, to the new people.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Cenk. I live like a capitalist every single day, Cenk.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Cenk.
That's the kind of quality content you get on Kevin Logan's stream. Hello there, Raiderinos. How are we all? Thank you, No Justice of the MTGs, for raiding in. Much love. You know who I am. Because I'm fucking awesome. Yeah. Also, No Justice, if you're still around, I might ring in Wednesday to Jonathan Ashworth. He's on LBC on Wednesday. So I might ring in and call him a piece of shit. No, not literally. But I'll be like, why are you a loser? You're such a loser. Hello there, Fevos. You should hit the follow button, mate. Hello. And to the Raiderinos on YouTube as well. Don't forget to hit the follow button. It's literally free. Anyway, we're currently watching some slop. Stick around for slop. It could be fun.
Money from this show. I'm
Oh
really
yeah,
grateful.
and
to
everyone
people
go
who
and follow
support it.
everyone go and follow No Justice MTG on the various platforms. Fucking awesome. She really is.
Again, you have founded the TYT. You've been the head of TYT. You're one of a stalwart in broader progressive left of center media discussions. What you do is far more impactful.
Bivos. Welcome to the Kevolution.
I'm just being honest with you.
Welcome to the Kevolution, friendo. Much love.
You have a huge footprint. You have
It's a good thing I have the right strategy.
And when you go on shows, and you go on stages, again, with Charlie Kirk, it looks like an apology tour. You implicate.
you're wrong about it.
You implicate.
It's not even an apology tour. It's just him doing the new grift. He's just doing the new fucking grift. He's doing the why I left the left grift, but like still trying to appear to be on the left in a way that like even Dave Rubin didn't bother with after a while.
Not just everyone who's worked with you and everyone who is ostensibly on your side, but it basically makes it seem like it cheapens.
Why is he shaking his head like the fucking Churchill dog? Stop it!
Everything that we've done.
Oh,
we've
no.
I can't sleep at night. That's why I feel sick when I see you on these shows. Like, I'm just being. I mean, I guess I'm nuts. I guess I'm totally crazy, and I should just trust you and say, yes, we need our. You're doing the right thing. You're protecting us.
No, you don't have
but
to say
all
that.
I'm doing is I'm filled with absolute
Yeah, and he's a union buster. I don't know if she brings that up with him at any point, but like, yeah, he's a right wing piece of shit. Yeah.
despondency, like truly, and I can't believe that a guy who I like used to admire and who I thought had a lot of fight is trying to scratch.
Did used to admire. Oh, et tu, Francesca. Et tu. Oh, fuck yes. Used to admire. Now I think you're a piece of shit. Boom shakalaka.
The back of people who absolutely would never do the same for them.
So we just spent an hour and a half me explaining how I'm not scratching their back. I'm trying to get.
But I can show you more clips, man.
No, you're not scratching their back. You're wanking them off, which is much worse.
On things we believe in and we've always believed in, and you go back to scratching their back.
At least the trains will run on time.
No. So let's end on this because this is monumentally important. So I say everybody's allowed to have their opinion. You say when I have my opinion, I'm hurting other people. But that's. Do you hold on?
You're hurting a broader movement.
What? Hang on. This is apparently what you missed, chat. What did they miss? These things. Oh, you fucking little cunt! You fucking cunt! I'm gonna fucking stab you. I'm gonna stab you to death, you prick. Oh yeah, my light fell over. So that was the highlight of the heavyweight political content for tonight. Was me screaming at my light.
Yeah.
Hold on. Do you not get that privileges your position? And says my position is obviously the correct one and the moral one. And since you have the incorrect immoral one, you are implicating me in your immorality and your wrongness. So you really shouldn't do that because that's being immoral to me and other people who agree with me. Because since you're so obviously wrong and immoral about this.
It's, again, as with all right wingers, he's got the accusation being the confession thing absolutely down pat. Yeah, Cenk, you have set yourself up as the left. So anyone who disagrees with you is either a corporatist, if they're to the right of you, or maximalist left, extreme left, if they're to the left of you. So you're literally saying, if you disagree with me, you are immoral. That is a thing you are doing, Cenk. In your entire new grift thing, yeah.
You're implicating me in your immorality.
With great power comes great responsibility. That's what I'm saying.
It is definitely the correct position.
I'm saying with great power comes great responsibility. I'm giving you.
But you've gone off the reservation and you've gone rogue, Cenk. So now it is.
No, off the reservation. Literally echoing fucking Candace Owens' talking points about how the fucking was it black people need to get off the plantation and vote for the Republican Party. You know, all of that shit. Oh, I've got chocolate on me. Or did I slightly shit on my arm? Let's test it. Chocolate. It's a shame.
It's your fault for implicating the beloved far left, who clearly have the correct position. But
I
you
really
don't have the correct position.
I
don't
just
represent the left. So please stop pretending you represent the left when the voting and the polling clearly showed you don't. And it's not wrong to be center left. You think that it's like center left is like, no, it's, I don't know what you think it is. MAGA.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Whatever. But you want to talk about
I
the power
said it's
dynamic.
Bill Maher and Nancy
Your
Pelosi
idea-
having a
hold
baby,
on,
Jake.
Brandy,
I think
hold
ultimately
on.
you just need to embrace your centrism, my guy. I think
Yeah, you're not on the left. You're certainly not that.
you're just more of a centrist than you think.
Like, I just explained it, but you don't want to hear it. I said it earlier, Franny. I'm not talking about the disgusting centrism of Manchin and all of that the mainstream media lied to us and called centrism.
No, you're talking about the centrism of supporting Donald Trump.
That's radical.
What's wrong with
corporatism.
Manchin? Manchin works with both sides. He's a perfect example of what
Manchin,
you're doing.
that's exactly what I'm talking about. Manchin is the establishment. The fact that you can't see the difference between a left-wing populist who despises the establishment
Who's a
and
right-wing
Manchin
populist?
who loves and is the establishment.
Who's a
The
right-wing
fact that you
populist?
can't see that difference is stunning.
Who's a
It
right-wing
shows your
populist?
blindness.
Who is a right-wing populist? Name him. Who's a right-wing
Vinny
populist?
on Patrick Bet-David show is definitely a right-wing populist. Dan Holloway on Drinking Bros is definitely a right-wing populist.
Vinny on PBD thinks that the Biden administration blew up the bridge in Baltimore.
He does. That's right. Because they're...
I don't even know who this person is. But they sound amazing. We should make him the fucking Secretary of State. Fucking hell, man. That face, by the way. She's got a very expressive face. You can tell she's a look from an arts type background or a performing background. Because her faces are just amazing. It's just every reaction is a mood.
They're not saints, and they don't agree with us.
Who's a
on
right-wing
60%
populist
of
in
stuff.
office? Who's a right-wing? Is it Matt Gaetz? Who's your right-wing populist in office? Is it Marjorie
Now
Greene?
the new right-wing populist is absolutely clear. And see, guys, before I say the name, I know what's going to happen after I say the name. You're going to think of all the bad things he said about social issues, and you're going to think, oh my God, Cenk likes this guy. That's why I now hate Cenk. So I'm telling you.
I don't know who he's going to say. Okay. If you've already seen this, don't comment. But who do we think this prick is going to fucking mention now? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Someone in office. So it's a right-wing duderino. Well, I think he said it was a man, so I don't think it will be MTG. Adolf. Yeah, you're going to mention... Look, before I mention his name, you're going to mention... Oh, you're going to say what he said about the Jews and stuff. But look, Adolf Hitler is a populist. Okay? He's a populist. And where we disagree, we can disagree. And where we agree, we should unite, have nice conversations, and then go for a beer afterwards with literally fucking Hitler. Well, Matt Gaetz is not in office anymore, is he? Because he resigned. Lol. Jimmy Carter. Yeah, fuck it, we'll go Jimmy Carter.
Ahead of me telling you the name. No, I do not agree with him on the social and cultural issues, and I will fight him as hard as I possibly can on those.
Okay.
And I don't think that he's right on all the economic issues at all. But he has begun to be populist because he stopped taking corporate PAC money. Josh Hawley.
Oh. You fucking absolute rancid turd. You... Oh God, you make me fucking sick. You make me actually sick. You detestable scrotum. Just fuck you, mate. There's no political analysis needed beyond that. You know what you just said was appalling. You know what you just said was fucking rank. He isn't a populist. He isn't a populist in the slightest. And you know that. Look, at least it would have been funny if you'd said Hitler. If you'd said Hitler, that would have been hilarious. It would have been fucking edgy. It's not a joke for everyone, but that would have been funny. But you said Josh Hawley, which is just not funny in the slightest. You're just a right-winger, mate. You're just a right-winger.
That is now a right-wing populist. Tom Massey, a right-wing populist. Okay, those guys, Massey, you could say 1,000 terrible things about him, but he is honest. Everybody knows he's honest. He's honest to a fault, right? When he says some things, I'm like, whoa, that's freaking crazy, right? But are they actual right-wing populists? Yes, they are. And the number one way you can tell if someone's going to be a populist is if they stop taking corporate PAC money.
Okay, I accept that. I accept that. I just want to say, lastly, I worry about our relationship because, I mean, I don't have to, like, we may grow distant, you know what I mean? I'm trying to delve more into my show. I still love going on John's show and Dr. Richie's show. That's in the TYT network. This show is on the podcast network of TYT. There's no money that really exchanges hands. You guys do help me with the podcast hosting, so I appreciate.
Brave Sir Holly. Yeah, no, he did like hiding away, didn't he? After doing the fist pump to those same people. Fucking coward.
That, so I may owe y'all money. Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm just being honest. Like,
don't know anybody.
But you know what I mean. I'm being honest about what our arrangement is. But I worry because we were but 5 minutes into this conversation, and you said Emma Vigeland likes the establishment, and it doesn't matter what she said. It doesn't. Hang on.
She said that, did she? Are you sure she said that?
It's not about what she said, but it is concerning that there are so many former TYT employees, and let's put Dor and Rubin aside, but people like Ben Dixon and.
No, let's not put them aside. I think that's quite important that you mention those people.
Emma Vigeland, and even longtime contributors who were editors, like Hank. I remember Hank, and like the fact that he helped start the TYT union and now has obviously
nothing.
Okay, but
oh, he didn't like the union being mentioned. Honestly, I'm gonna knife this light in its dick. I'm actually gonna stab it in its fucking penis. How difficult is it to just... You fucking little cunt! I'm gonna fucking cut you! Just chill. Chill, bruv. Fucking chill, mate. Prick. Fuck's sake. I hate the world and I want to die.
I knew Hank was such a great guy, and Emma and Ben are such... I'm just saying, I'm telling you, these are... But, okay, how... I'm afraid, man. Like, I'm next. Like, what am I gonna do that's gonna...
I didn't even realise I had fucking that one still there. I've still got this one. I've still got fucking Sargon and Joah. No way. Some of Christie's best work there. Fuck.
That I'm booted out of the castle, and suddenly it's us versus them, and they're... So what does it say about TYT? What does it say about you? That there's so many former employees who are on our side, ostensibly, who you have so much disdain for.
So, Franny...
So he'll sit down and have a beer with someone who wants you to bleed out on a fucking table because no abortion for you. But someone who said some mean words to him on Twitter is evil and needs to be shouted at. Like, shut the fuck up, man.
If you're next, and I have this secret nefarious plan to push people out, why am I on here? Why would I come on here and talk to you for now nearly 2 hours? When if I'm planning to push you, that doesn't make any sense. So number two, some people have left the network, and don't exclude Dor and Rubin. Because Dor and Rubin and some others they went right, but some others went left or far left or whatever. But some group of them have the same agenda. Come watch me, come subscribe to me, not the Young Turks. I'm the morally pure one. I'm the right one. I'm the one that's right, and they're all evil and terrible. And don't give them money. Give me money, right? So let's keep it real. So
literally, don't give TYT money. Give me money. Donate to me, and that's how we'll achieve socialism. If you donate to TYT, you're a fucking idiot.
Is that everybody? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. So a good example is Mondale Robinson. I like Mondale, and he has the similar ideological problem as you do, and he decided one day, that's it, I'm quitting, right?
Yeah.
And so, but bless his heart.
Yeah, we can check in on Carl at some point on a happy hour or something. Yeah.
That's what God made.
Again, like with Thunderfoot, I haven't watched his videos in fucking ages. I have no idea what he's up to.
Okay. So, and now he's attacking me and saying I'm in league with racists and stuff like that. Okay, that's his opinion.
You are. You literally went for a beer with fucking Charlie Kirk, mate. Yeah. That is exactly what you are.
Right? But when people cross the line, like Rubin and Dor and Sam Cedar, etc., and others, and...
What the fuck did Sam Cedar do? Notice that little sleight of hand. When people cross the line, like Jimmy Dore, or Dave Rubin, or Sam Cedar. What? Sorry, what now? Whoa, 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 time out. What did Sam Cedar do to you? What did Sam Cedar do to you exactly? I'd be interested to hear that.
They say, oh, Jake's just has this evil plan, and he's doing it for money, and he's a grifter, and he works.
Dr. Deej, what happened to Cenk? Cenk realised he could make more money being right wing. Yeah. And you should hit the follow button, by the way, because I'd like that to happen. That's literally the only reason I can give you. Have Emma on. I'd love to have Emma Vigeland on. I don't think in a million years I could get her on. She's far too big for me now, I think, at this point. But I'd love to have her on. That'd be amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Victory is
Dr.
ours.
Deej! Much love to you. Welcome to the Kevolution.
Works with the CIA, or he works with this guy or that guy. Okay, now you're lying, and you're lying in like extreme ways. So like this whole thing of like Sam, for example, analogized me to a Nazi, but he's done 1,000 things. That's just one of them. And then when I go, hey, hold on. When I say cut that crap out, and they're like, oh, we're the victims. Oh, wait, I just said you were a grifter, and then you're lying to people, you're cheating people, and I said you might be a Nazi.
You are playing the victim all the way through this. You've spent 2 hours playing the victim.
And you're definitely a right-winger, but I'm the innocent one. I can't believe Cenk counterattacked after I punched him in the face 20 times. I can't believe a me little poor little idiot.
But he believes in saving Social Security and cutting the Pentagon. So, can you give him credit for that and work with him?
Oh yeah, of course. So I mean, if Sam's
you're not going to in any way whatsoever.
going to vote to save the Social Security and not cut Social Security, I'm not the guy who says I don't want his vote, right? I just don't have to go on his stupid show and agree with his stupid ideas.
But you'll go on Charlie Kirk's stupid show and agree with Charlie Kirk's stupid ideas. Cool.
Okay, but you just, again, stupid. Again, these are words that you reserve.
Okay,
Why do you...
Randy, if I called you a Nazi and I said you're a right-winger and you're secretly taking money from Pelosi and Charlie Kirk, then, hey, and you say, hey, you got angry with me, wouldn't that be a rational reaction?
I think there's been a conflation with...
reaction being, oh, I love Cenk. I love that he called me a Nazi. I can't wait to work with him. No, he's a freaking grifter. That's all he's ever done. He literally told me that he was trying to take Jimmy Dore's audience because Jimmy's was bigger.
Good.
So he wanted to...
You remember what Jimmy Dore did to me.
No,
You remember the reason Jimmy Dore was out the door was in part what he did to me, and you and I talked about that at the time. It was when he had to finally face the fucking music and be like, hey, you cannot bully another not employee but a contributor.
Randy? I stood up for you, right?
You did. It had to get bad, but you did. He had also been, he had been going the way of the dodo for a long time, but I just want to say, like, so it doesn't say anything about TYT, that there are these former employees who really, and I just want to, back to the last thing I'm going to say is, people really liked you. They really did. And they looked up to you.
They don't anymore.
And they thought of you as a comrade, a boss, a co-conspirator in this grand, political project to really change this country, to make it more democratic. It really is, I have to say, like, there's a thin line between love and hate. And even these channels that are hell-bent on being like, Cenk's this, Cenk's that, you know what? They were all massive Cenk fans. I think we all are a little bit. And so I just want to say, like, it is sad to us to see you, honestly, act like very small when in fact you could be a lot bigger.
So, Franny, I think you're being unbelievably unfair. So you're taking 6 people, 4 of whom are like clearly doing it for money, okay, and clearly doing it for attention. And
I'm not taking anyone. I'm asking you a question.
You accuse me of incredibly unfair things. Can you allow me to respond, Franny?
Jesus Christ. He's having a fucking breakdown. This is mad.
You know the people inside TYT, they work here 15 years, 17 years, 20 years, 17 years, and they love working at TYT. And what these assholes are doing is pretending that we're bad bosses and we're bad to our employees and we're bad to everyone.
You did union bust. That literally did happen. We know that happened. It's been very well documented.
That works at TYT, and we do all these things and we push them out. Bullshit. Every one of those people left and they said, oh, I'm going to be bigger and better than you. And then they viciously attacked not just me, but everyone that works at TYT. Why do you think Edwin and Bart and all those guys have been there for so long? We gave people 12 weeks of paid family leave when no one else was doing it. And we did it for moms, we did it for dads. I can go on and on. Franny, to make it seem like I'm pushing people out and that I'm the bad guy here, when in fact, you know for a fact that 98% of the people that work at TYT love TYT and try to stay there forever and ever and ever. Sometimes they'll go to a different company and go, whoa, holy shit, that's bad, and come back to TYT.
Okay, bruv. Chill. Thank you, Fago, for bitty bits. Much love.
So please be fair and honest with your audience, because working at TYT has been amazing for those people. And all we're getting is smeared by a couple of people who literally say, we want to tear down the network. We got 75 people here that we have to provide for. And they're trying to take food off their table because me, I'm going to tear down the left-wing network. Why don't you spend your time?
You aren't a left-wing network, realistically, anymore. All of your left-wing people, ironically, left.
Those people that I'm talking about, tearing down the right wing, tearing down Trump, tearing down all these people.
That you're optimistic about. What are you talking about? Tearing them down. You're optimistic about Trump. You want to work with Trump. You'd go to Mar-a-Lago and ride his little chode. What are you talking about? You don't want to fucking destroy Trump.
Instead of sitting there and going, oh, someone on the left is bigger than me, I'm going to tear him down. And that's what they're doing.
I think it's a really sore subject, but I did just want to ask, I think yesterday on the Mark Lamont Hill show, you did say that, that what your strategy has actually cost you and cost TYT some subscribers, and members, more importantly, who financially support the show. Speaking of putting food on 75 people.
Yeah, but like Polymarket Studios
table. What is your reaction?
That Peter Thiel money goes far.
To that, I know anecdotally there are people who love and support my show, even though I truly don't talk about my disagreements with you. And God, Cenk, I've been over backwards. The reason my show is at 1 p.m. is because it's right before you, right in between when TYT doesn't have any show. I've bent over very backwards to accommodate TYT. But there are people who love my show who say, I had to stop supporting TYT for a lot of political disagreements. And what do you say to those people, or how does that make you feel?
I refuse to be wrong on purpose. So we lost a lot of members and paying subscribers when I started criticizing Obama from the left. And I said he shouldn't be drilling in the Gulf, and he shouldn't be bailing out the bankers without any consequences, etc. And people were outraged. But I didn't do it because I didn't know the term back then, but I know it now. It's called audience capture, and I'm not going to do it. So if you say, at the time you were like, no, be pro-Obama, be pro-Obama. I'm like, no, I'm not going to lie to you on purpose. And now some folks are saying, no, tell us the far left is totally right. And then that like there is no crime, and on and on and on.
What the fuck are you talking about? Can you actually state a position that your opposition hold without lying about it? What person on the quote-unquote far left, or maximalist left, or extreme left, or whatever term you want to use, when have they ever said there's no crime? When have they ever said that? Yeah, he has been. Yeah, he's been captured by Peter Thiel.
Right? No, I'm not going to be purposely wrong. And so I'm not going to do audience capture, and I'm not going to say that. And so how could I be a grifter and say at the same time, I will let you
You're taking money from Peter Thiel, you cunt. That is how.
Sacrifice a lot of money that I'm super worried about for all of us at TYT to do the right thing. That's the exact opposite of grifting. That's saying I'm standing on principle. I'm standing on what I think is the real viewers of TYT and representing them. And Franny, what you're not seeing is there's so many people on the left who are afraid to state their real opinions because they're going to get shellacked
cancel culture. Shut the fuck up.
Online. All the far left is going to come out and call them a right-winger and a fascist, etc. They're so scared to actually state their own opinions because the far left has so much more power than they realize in terms of the social media.
Yeah, cancel culture. The left is eating itself. Yeah, we know. We know, Tucker. We know.
Ecosystem.
Sure,
right?
I agree, and I do think that it would benefit all of us to be a little bit less online, because I do think there is a real left. They are in labor unions. They work in homes. They, you know, they are.
No, Cenk, you don't get to be like, yes, labor unions are good when you smash or try to smash the union in your own workplace. You piece of garbage.
Serving people Starbucks, right? Like there are real leftists. Yes. They are, let's be real, they are on the streets demonstrating for Palestinian human rights. They've been on the streets, although I know this gets into prickly territory, but they've been on the streets saying things like defund the police, saying things like Black Lives Matter. And I know you might disagree with them, but there are real leftists who don't just live online. And so I hear you about, I absolutely concede our movements. We always talk about this. How can our movements be more attractive? Be, as Michael Albert, who wrote this book called Participatory Economics, he used to say, how do we make the left sticky? Like sticky, where people want to be there and stay there. And sure, it's by not over policing one another, and it's by meeting people where they're at. And I think that is absolutely true. But for me, it is not about, to me, it's not about, what I see is conceding to a right-wing framing within the ceiling of Trumpism, because there's always a ceiling, and that ceiling is Donald Trump.
But Franny, I'm not conceding, and facts have to matter. Facts have to matter. Well, like, you're painting me as a collaborator when I haven't collaborated at all. All I've done is argue.
Okay, babe. Okay. I mean, you're the one that mentioned the word collaborator there. Brilliant.
Argue for our positions, and in fact, you showed a couple of times when I argued for our positions. Right, and if you showed all the right-wing shows that I was on.
Hey, hello, winners and losers. That's the person in chat who did the documentary about the union busting efforts and all of that. Go and check out their work. It's very good.
You would see me fighting for left-wing positions on right-wing shows that no one's ever done. And you know that on the Patrick
I've been on Piers Morgan. I do that a lot.
So, oh yeah, if you count Piers Morgan, I totally agree with you. So, on Patrick Bet Davis show, I made the second to last time I was on. I made a case for paid family leave. They polled their audience. 75% of that right-wing audience said yes, we should pass paid family leave. Who else?
Okay, and then they vote for Republicans, all of whom oppose that and will not vote for it. And Donald Trump, who does not want to pass that and wouldn't sign it if it was put on his fucking desk. So fundamentally, what difference does it make that they claim to support a thing when they will never act to actually implement it?
Else has done that? And for that, I get called a collaborator, and
yes.
I implicate others in my
Yes, because you are collaborating, yes.
collaboration.
Yeah.
Can you not see how unfair that is?
So what is the goal then? Do you hope that maybe some of those 75% are people who heard your argument around paid family leave are like, you know what, let me check out TYT. Like, let me see what they're about. Like, I liked what he said on this one thing. Is that also the goal?
So the strategy is to coalesce populists on the thing. I'm saying it for the 200th time because it's not getting through.
But it's not about audience then. It's not about maybe getting some of their audience. Because I understand. I don't know what you're talking about in like what framework. You know, so, are you a movement leader? Are you going to start a political party, or are you just the head of an online channel? I mean,
maybe. Please, Cenk, please start a political party. That would be amazing. The content I would get from it would be amazing, and it wouldn't affect anything. It would be a complete catastrophe. It would be a disgrace and a joke, and everyone would hate you for it, and you would reveal yourself to be the political fucking imp. The political fucking lizard boy that you are. That would be amazeballs. Please do that. Please do that, Cenk. You already ran for office once and failed spectacularly. Bravo.
The latter is what we know to be true, right?
Yeah. So look, when Jimmy left and other people left, oh yeah, Young Turks are going down, blah 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 blah. No, it was total nonsense. Never had any issues. Here, this is a giant fight, and we do have issues, okay? And so that is standing on principle. No, it's not like I didn't know that we were going to get into this huge issue, right? And that the other left-wing hosts were going to take this as a great opportunity to try to whittle us down. And so we've gone through all that, and we've done that. So why am I doing it? Number one, because I believe absolutely that it is the right strategy and the right policy, and to the ultimate goals that you're asking about, Franny. Number one, we've got to win the primary 2028. So why am I saying things where I go, hey, I am center left and I do not agree with far left? Because I believe far left will be used, and you can disagree. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. Kalinsky disagreeing, no problem. You disagreeing, no problem. Jordan, everybody disagrees, no problem. It's only when they lie and they do bad faith that's when I've got the issue. Okay. So you guys disagree, no problem.
So you don't like people who lie and are bad faith? You were having beers with Charlie Kirk the other day. Just saying.
Problem, guys. Okay, but my goal is, number one, in order to win that primary, we've got to convince the normies that we're not going to release all the criminals. I know it sounds like hyperbole, and I know that really bothers people, but that's how they're thinking. That's why Oakland recalled their mayor 65-35, because now they start to think that the word progressive means release the criminals. No, it doesn't mean that. It means Medicare for all. It means paid family leave. It means higher wages. So that's why I have to distinguish, in order to win that primary, between the center left and the far left, and also because it's true. I am center left. And the great majority of those voters are center left. They do not agree with the far left on some of the extreme trans issues, crime issues, etc.
You don't think that
extreme trans issues? There we go. Cool. Very extreme. Much trans. Get fucked.
General election, just to finish the thought.
Yeah.
When we get to the general election, can we win over some of those former Bernie people that went to the right wing? Can we win over?
Why is the entirety of your political effort just on winning an election in a system that you already accept is so corrupt that you can't win?
For the independents and moderates that are not MAGA but voted for Trump because they says Trump was more anti-establishment than Kamala Harris was, can we win those guys over so that our side wins? I believe we can, but and I'll use myself as an example again. So when they tried the Muslim ban, I have every right to call them Islamophobe from here to the end of the earth. I have every right to be concerned about me and my family, okay?
Stop using them as human shields, etc., etc.
But I don't believe it's the right strategy to call them Islamophobes and to push them away. I think the correct strategy is to go in the room, get some agreement on some things that we agree on, and then fight over the things we don't agree on, but treat each other as American citizens and human beings. And then at the end go, hey, by the way, I'm Muslim, okay? So do you think someone like me should be banned from the country? And when you do it that way, 9 out of 10...
See, I don't think people like you should be thrown out of America, Cenk, but it would be funny to see you personally. Given how, let's say, flippant you have been about the prospect of mass deportations of people, it would be funny if you yourself had, if the leopards ate a certain face first, shall we say. That would be funny. Thank you to Jason Ashby for gifting a sub to Grey Yarn Wannabe. Don't know why I said it like that. This isn't a song.
Times they go,
deport Cenk. Fuck yes.
Well, no, of course not. Of course not. But if I came in and said, you're an Islamophobe and you're a racist and a bigot, they say, ban this mother effer, right? And so I just think you guys have the wrong strategy and some wrong policies. But that's a normal part of a healthy debate. We could have had that debate without people making wild accusations.
Well,
instead of saying we disagree, they're collaborator, right-wing, fascist, etc.
I really hope that you do, and I hope, let's leave it, I really do hope that you can get past what you feel are slights, to actually speak to some of the people that you're talking about, to be in more rooms with leftists who you may disagree with, and more people who are ultimately on your side. I've had the same conversation with Van Jones back in 2016, man. It's like I'm deja vuing all over again, where I told him the left is more on your side than the right, and he's like, no, the left wants to tear me down. But anyway, Cenk, it's really great to have such a candid, open conversation. I like that we can both be very Mediterranean about it and get like super mad, but then rein it in and be cool, and then be like, we're like, yeah, we're just gonna yell, and then we're gonna be fine, and then we're gonna get over it. So that's the kind of beer I like to have.
Yes, thank you.
And but not with Charlie Kirk. And I will leave it at that. Everybody, you can check out all of.
Yeah, you're not living that one down, Cenk. You're not living that one down, mate. Fucking joker. Anyway, is Hassan American? Was he born there? No, I think he was born in Turkey as well, as far as I'm aware. Anyway, this show is over. The show has ceased to be for the evening. Yeah. Thank you to No Justice for Raiderinoing in. Thank you everyone for your bits and your subs and all of that. All of your support, your eyeballs, your earballs. Yeah. I'm gonna go just sleep, I think. Actually, I might have some food first. I'm a little bit peckish. Yes. Oh, Hassan was born in New York. Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. Well, apparently he is American then. Why doesn't he run for president? That'd be fucking dope. Then they just have the America Deserved 9/11 queued up Like, the second he said that was the second he could never run for office in America, man. Fuck yeah. Anyway. Jason Society. Yeah, we can go to Jason. I don't mind. Let's find someone on YouTube first, though, because that's the way round I tend to do it. For no real reason. Whatevs. Customization. Redirect. Who is going? There is... Oh, President Sunday again. There's literally only him, so enjoy that, I guess. See you later, YouTubes. Let's go with... Who did we say? Jason Society, that was it, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay, and I'll be back... is it past midnight? It is not past midnight. So I'll probably be back, I think, at some point... tomorrow. With some stuff, probably. Might do a rundown of the year type thing, maybe. Or maybe not, I don't have a fucking clue, to be honest. And, yeah. Stay beautiful. Free Palestine. No pass around.